All right, what's up?
Welcome back. Moving on Sports, episode 6.
Lucky number 6.
Can't believe we got this far. All right. It's January 7th. Happy New Year. I think we're not allowed to say that anymore, but
Yeah.
Welcome. We're going to have a great 2025, everybody. Thank you for being along for the ride. We got a lot of NFL today, so should we get into it?
Let's get into it.
All right. Starting off, I think we have to address it, even though it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Green Bay, we lose to the Bears on a last-second field goal. Santos gets his revenge on us. We pretty much ended up winning. We went 1-5 in the NFC North, and our only win was the blocked field goal at the end of the Bears game.
Yeah.
Okay, we get the 7th seed, and we're playing Philly on Sunday. All right, what do you think, Sam?
I have a lot of thoughts. Most of it cope, I guess, and delusion. I think one, just that 1-6 record. Like, we tied the Bears, and we went from a blocked field goal away from being like 0-6 in the division. And I think, like, the attitude towards this year, especially like on Twitter or social media, I guess, compared to like the end of last year, they're like completely different, even though like last year was kind of worse in a way, right? Where like the first half, like Jordan Love looked really bad, the offense looked really bad. The defense would like be really good against good teams and then really crappy against bad teams. Like I remember that Carolina game where it's like we couldn't, and like Bryce Young looks good now, so that kind of makes me feel better about that performance, I guess. But like that game we almost lost, and like Jordan Love had to come back and like do some awesome stuff. And so I kind of am encouraged that we haven't. I don't think we haven't lost a game by 20 points since like 2021. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And like all these games that we've lost, we've come back and showed Harden. Have been really close. I think this one is kind of emblematic of Matt LaFleur, kind of this later part of the season, and I think it starts with bringing in the New York Jets fired coach, defense guy.
Salah.
Yeah, Salah. So bringing Salah, bringing in Getsy, I think it shows that he's like almost too cooks in the kitchen, and he's not trusting himself. And I think it's good to have like trusted advisors. Salah's awesome; they're good friends, but it seems like he's just indecisive, like even going into this game, I think kind of emblematic of it was, okay, it would be nice to win, right? It kind of means stuff, but like it also, we're not in control of our own destiny. So it's like you're in this weird kind of half position, and then he like played that way, right? Where it's like, all right, we're going to play starters, but, Josh Jacobs was on a snap count. Jordan Love could have gone back in, but he was hurt, like defense, like more kind of like second stringers got run time than usual. You have Watson getting hurt. So it's like he kind of played starters, but like played mostly like, defense. I guess I wish he would have just said like, hey, we're going to, play starters first half. And if we're winning, we'll keep playing, or if we're losing, then we'll call, just have like some sort of, and maybe he did in his mind, but like some sort of actual game plan for it. It just seemed like, just going by like vibes. And then you end up losing, and like that timeout was brutal. Like you don't know if you're going to kick, and then you have to think about it. I think he's just been really indecisive and kind of a pussy to end this year. And that's probably my biggest concern. What about you?
100%. That's exactly what I was going to say. It just seems like he didn't decide whether we were in or out that game, and like even during the game, it felt like in out.
Yeah,
it was really weird game. I guess it like maybe the control thing didn't matter. Washington won. I guess it didn't.
They won, but they were like losing with like 30 seconds left to play. So like,
yeah. The Watson injury just sucks so much. Yeah. He's a big, whether he like gets a lot of catches for us, he just affects the game a lot with his speed and his distance, his height, and I think he blocks well, and he's just a good guy to have, like just a good weapon. And it just really sucks the timing too, because January injury, I mean, you're looking at 9 months. Like, hopefully he's back at the start of the year. But even that is like, maybe he's healthy, but is he like ready to rock? No. And then next year's his contract year. So then you're in kind of like this weird decision with him. And maybe it's cheaper, so that's a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw one thing that like if he's hurt for an extended period of time, then like his contract, like we get an extra year basically. I'm not really sure how that works, but I don't know.
For the whole year.
Yeah.
If he stays on the physically unable to perform for the entire year,
then we get an extra year.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, LaFleur, I like your take that maybe like he seems a little unsure of himself. It's just always classic with him. He makes these weird decisions where he like doesn't seem to have balls, but then like after he always comes out and loves to be like, that's on me. Like I'm takes the blame, and like, it's honorable, and I guess I appreciate it, not blaming anyone else, but it's also just like, yeah,
it's gotten old.
Like do something. Like don't just take blame. Great, but I honestly I kind of knew Caleb was going to do that at the end. It just seemed. I mean, the horse collar tackle penalty sucked.
Yeah.
And then just the defensive call was insane. The last play, I guess they were focused on. They said they were focused on stopping a conversion because it was 3rd and 11, so they wouldn't have been able to spike the ball. But I don't really understand how that makes sense.
No, I think they just saw like the Thanksgiving game and just thought, oh, like if they do a big conversion, they're not going to be ready to like get set and spike it. Like I think they just assume Bears incompetency, which historically is not a bad thing to assume, but I think
it just seems unnecessary. Like
yeah.
Like they're not going to score a touchdown here, so why are we trying to prevent a touchdown?
And the touchdown's the same as a field goal, like
just play like a normal defense and see what happens.
Prevent is the worst. It's the worst, and it keeps happening. And it happens all over the NFL. Like, I think like there's some things where I think where it's like the insiders, it's like anything where the insider like when you look at something, it's like, why does this happen when it seems so obvious it shouldn't happen? And I think for a lot of factors, there's like valid reasons for that. You could say like, I think the prime example is like America having universal healthcare. Like there's a prime reason why we don't have it. It's like price, quality, service. You get to pick two. And America chose quality and service, and other countries have chosen price or some other option. Like there's trade-offs to everything. And like maybe this is a case where I don't know why we do that, or why NFL teams do prevent defense, but this seems clearly obvious that prevent defense just sucks. Like play uptight on it. It's worked all game. A defense has actually been pretty good, stopping Caleb, and then you do this prevent stuff, and then he has easy shots, and I don't know, it's frustrating. But I think my
better results with blitzes.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like I think the Lions did that one time versus, I don't know, was it the Rams or something, where they actually just sent like a big blitz and there was like a 4th down play, and then they just end up sacking them, and that was game over. And it's just like more and more, I'm just having us eat crow and swallow my take that the Lions are doing things the right way, and it really pisses me off. And I don't know, it seems like a personal like karma vendetta against me for being so wrong, and I don't know, like it feels like it's targeted towards me.
It just seems like the prevent defense is just ingrained in guys' heads, and it's just going to take a generation to like get rid of it, because it doesn't get used enough too. If you think about it, like you maybe run a prevent defense like a couple times a year, maybe you run a couple drives, but like you just don't play it that much. And I think in the NFL, like you just gotta like, it also kind of says to your guys, like, I'm scared, like I don't trust you. You know? If you can play cover 2, play man coverage on wideouts, and like just trust your fucking corners to make a tackle. Like it's okay. And I think you gotta, like, there was a lot of times during the Notre Dame game where I'm like watching, and it's like our safeties are creeping down in the box, and I'm like, fuck, like Georgia's gonna have a one-on-one, like, but you just gotta like roll with it and trust those guys to make plays. And like if they score a touchdown, they score a touchdown. But I think you gotta just play aggressive, and you can't play scared. And like that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, and the momentum, you know. And I think I had 2 points. So one, to your point, the discussion about like not playing a lot. I think we see that a lot with like Hail Marys, where like defenses play that so horribly, and it should be kind of an easy because it's like one you can do as much defensive crap in the end zone pretty much as you want. Like it's a free for all on those plays, you know. And so, but like it, you know, like it's happened what twice this year, where like you know the Bears and then like the Jets won against the Bills, and they just completely botched it. And I agree with you that like they're just not playing it enough, or it's like they almost get in a mindset of like I almost feel like almost a conspiracy where it's like they kind of want a big play to happen, like the other team like wants a miraculous thing to happen. I don't know, like maybe they're just like they're almost feels like they're watching the play too, you know, like instead of being involved, they're like as a spectator. It's like in the moment. I don't know. But the second point I had, I was thinking of like I think the Bears not having won in like 4 years, 5 years, like really fucked with us. It's like we just expect to win versus the Bears every single time, and like when it doesn't happen, we just like lose our collective shit, you know. And I guess again to the parallels last year. Last year we lost to the fucking Giants and the Raiders, you know.
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, you know, and like that was a way worse game, like where they ran down the field. Like Jordan Love made a like fourth quarter comeback, and then the Vito ended up like coming it back, you know, like I don't know. There's a lot like worse shit that happened last year than this year. Like this year's been pretty good. Our defense has been pretty good. Even Love's been injured. You know, we've had like actually our injuries have been pretty all right, but like kind of not all right. I don't know. Because we haven't had Quay, like Ja's been out, like, but it feels almost better this year. I don't know. I guess like the parallels between this year and last year are like a lot similar, but somehow the vibes have gotten completely separated, and that's kind of weird to me.
Do you have another point, or do you want me to go?
Well, I just think like going into it feels like going into Cowboys, where it's like we're the underdog and no one expects us to win. Like I went kind of down on it, but I actually feel really good about it.
Okay, I like that. I think to the vibes thing, I think part of it was like we kind of limped into the playoffs last year. We lost to the Giants in December, DeVito by 2, and then we went 2-1 to finish. But then we were playing well, and then we played San Fran, and we should have beat them. And they went on to Super Bowl, right? They lost the Super Bowl, and so I think it kind of reset our expectations. Like, well, if we can play with a Super Bowl contending team with this team, we should be able to be even better next year because our defense should get better. We're going to draft. We're not losing anyone. So I think it's partially expectations. I mean, Jay Love is like, I think he's the number 1 quarterback rated since week 12. So we should be winning a lot. Like he has the best quarterback in the league over the last 6 weeks. I do think the Quay Walker injury is underrated, and like people shit on him so much, especially Packers beat writers. And then when you like when he doesn't play, you see how much how
much of an impact we're missing.
Yeah, and they never fucking mention it now, but it would be huge. Like we really need him for Saquon just to like hit Saquon.
I was gonna say Evan Williams too. Like I think Quay and Evan Williams, those two are like key. You know, like offense is kind of like whatever, but like defense. But like I mean, shit, Hurts might be out. You know, and even when if he's playing, like he's gonna be rusty, and he hasn't played that well down the stretch. You know, so I don't know. This Eagles team is kind of mirroring us, but like Eagles have kind of like this, and maybe like their fan base is quietly freaking out. I don't know. But like
I have a bunch of good friends in Philly and like Philly fans, and like that's like my other text group with my college friends.
Yeah.
They're confident, I would say, but they're just hard to get a track of because they're so emotional. Like they wanted to fire Sirianni like halfway through this year, and they have a pretty damn good record. They've had some weird issues with their like AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, but that's like not really issues. I think the Brandon Graham injury is big for them. Their defense.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean that happened a while ago, but it just makes it harder. I think we can beat them. Honestly, I agree, and I do kind of like having the expectations. Does it suck playing them like right away? I don't think it matters, honestly. Like,
I almost rather have like a tough matchup right away because it's like, all right, like either you do it and you like get a huge victory boost and you feel good, and then you can just like, all right, we can go against anyone. Versus like, I don't know, like if you play like I guess the Rams have been pretty hot, but if you play like the Rams or Bucks, I think they're good teams, and actually I would say they're probably relatively equal to the Eagles, but it's just like kind of like a, like I don't know classification. Like Eagles seem, and especially because I think we lost to them this season, like that plays a big part. And it's like, okay, if you beat them, then it's like, all right, then it's like now we're on a roll of like we lost to these guys in the regular season, and now we're just going to take care of each one by one to the Super Bowl. And I think there's a huge thing in like storylines type thing. I think that plays such a big factor.
Vibes.
Vibes. Yeah, it's all vibes.
It really is vibes.
Yeah.
And I do think that like I'm okay with playing a hard team right away too, because it's the fucking playoffs. Like you're gonna have to beat good teams.
Yeah,
and I do think
they're all good teams.
The Rams and Bucks are underrated. The Bucks are playing great right now.
Yeah, like Baker Mayfield has like led the league in touchdowns, I think, since he like was competing with Kyle Trask, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. So whatever. It's Philly. I do kind of like that. Hurts isn't maybe the greatest passer. It's going to be really annoying when they run a tush-push play against us, but shit, whatever.
Well, and we've been like really good against like mobile QBs, like contain. Like we don't get a lot of sacks, but like they do not escape the pocket, and our run defense has been like top 7, top 5. Like compared to last year, we were like 25th. Like we have gotten so good at that, and like TJ Slayton quietly has been kind of a beast in the middle, and he's a free agent. I hope we resign him, but I don't know. I feel good. I feel good. Like
I've always liked Slayton. I feel like he just he's just always made plays. I don't know. Like he's always just on TV. He's always in the mix, even though he doesn't play a ton.
Yeah.
But yeah, we held Saquon to 3.5 yards per carry. This season he averaged 6. So
yeah,
I think our defense is up to the challenge. I think Jordan Love, Ben LaFleur, I think they're all up to the challenge too. I think we can definitely win this game. I think my concern mostly with the game is just it seems like the game heavily depends on whether LaFleur out schemes the other coach or not.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of seems like that's like the games we lose, we just kind of get out coached, and the games we win, it just seems like everything is just like clicking, and we can throw like 5 wideouts are involved, and Jacobs is crushing it, and like it just seems like everything is great. But then when it's like not going well, it's just like
it's really not going well. Yeah.
Yeah. So a little more consistency would be nice there. But I think like when we do play well, we can compete with anyone. And that's what I love about the NFL in general is just the parity. So
yeah. Even when it's not going well though, like we still like find a way to hang in games, Like I think that's what's so frustrating about this team is that it shows that if everything, and this is probably like every NFL team, or at least maybe like a good portion of them, but like it seems with us, it's just like the special teams can be good. We have a reliable kicker. Defense can make stops, can get takeaways. Offense can be explosive, can run the ball. Like it excels in every single phase that you would want it to. And it's like this could be like the best team of all time, or at least has the talent, I think, to do it. It's just consistency, right? But like that's the NFL, right? Like if the other guys get paid too, and like it's just consistency is the hard part, right? Everyone can show flashes, but I don't know. Like it's there. It's just like, all right, are we gonna unlock it? Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
The spread is 3.5 is what it opened as. So Vegas, and home field is like 3 points. So Vegas pretty much.
Home field has really gotten down. I think it's like, so it used to be that, but like now it's like 1.5. That might be different for playoffs because I think playoffs probably matters a little bit more. But I, of course, have action on this,
the line has moved a lot.
Yeah, but the thing I love is like, so looking at the line of percent bets placed, only 16% is on the Green Bay money line, and to me that's like, oh shit, it's moved to Green Bay Packers 4.5 spread. So it's all
you got up to 5.5 on ESPN.
Really? Shit. Yeah. So that's like music to my ears, because that's like always fade the public. We're the underdog. Like,
I know, I kind of like it too.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great too because like the ticker when everyone does the picks before the game, it's gonna be like
Eagles, everyone against Eagles, and that's the games we win. That was like the Chiefs, that was like the Lions. That was it. Although this season, I think like Vegas is correctly predicted, except for this Bears game, every team. So like maybe that Bears game kind of like threw it out of funk. So now we'll go the other way. So yeah, I don't know. I feel good. I feel good. And if like we lose it, there's a lot of cope and delusions that I can be with, and I'll feel okay about it. Like I feel like I'll probably feel like this season was a waste, but there's a lot of like, oh well, if Jordan Love didn't get injured, we can like go in the season rock and roll and have clarity with our cornerback. Wide receiver is a morass. He's a good vocab word. Like like I still feel like there's talent there. It's kind of like a better version of the Patriots, I guess. Where it's like there's dudes, but I don't know. Like I still feel good about it. Like Wix, like if you look at like the advanced analytics, like it looks good, So I don't know.
Jacobs had an unbelievable year. He's going to be great for us for the
Yeah.
next couple. And I think too, we'll see this was the first year in a 4-3, and we saw a lot of our new guys contribute a lot. And hopefully, as we kind of continue to, more closely resemble what we want to see, we'll keep getting better there too. Yeah, I like the season. I just wish we were a little healthier at wideout. I think part of that inconsistency has made it tough too, like Dobbs being out.
Yeah.
Heath had a hell of a catch.
Oh yeah, holy shit, that was incredible.
And it's funny because he doesn't really do much all year, and
then he had the touchdown last game, and then that catch,
yeah, and it's like, damn, this dude's kind of balling.
And he had a catch,
and he had some flashes last year too. So it's I don't know. It just seems like guys get lost at times because we have like 5 guys, or they're all kind of similar. Or the Jaden Reed thing. How did he do? He wasn't. I don't think he did.
I don't know. He was all right, but like he came back for like that one catch with Malik Willis that like pretty good. He had the end around of 4th and 3 that was awful, and it's just like the 4th down play calling is just dog shit. Like it's like we do like creative stuff where it's like, oh, you're gonna run up the middle, and it's like we're gonna be creative by doing an end around. It's like do a fucking play action dump off. They like know what we're gonna do, and like my hope is that I think they're like putting kind of bad shit on tape because there's like Eagle scouts in the thing, and they're just gonna all like turn it and burn it for the Eagles. Like that's kind of what I think. Like I think it's gonna be like the Dallas thing where we're gonna have like a version of the TE leak that was like wide open all game.
Yeah.
So
that was exactly what I was thinking. That it seems like we haven't just used anything
cool shit. Yeah.
And are we saving it? Hopefully LaFleur's got some stuff in the bag. So I hated the 4th and 3 call too. It's like embarrassing. I don't. Yeah. He's just kind of a small guy. So if you do have like a one-on-one on the edge, like you kind of just want someone.
And like that's never worked. It's never worked. Like shit. Like I would almost rather have like do that and then fake a wildcat to craft up the middle. Because like that's been like he's like done pretty well with that shit. And that's like tricky. I don't know. What other thing I was gonna say? Also, our running back situation is pretty good. Like Chris Brooks looks good, and like Wilson looks good, and then like Marshawn Lloyd, like he's going to the Madison thing where like Watson and Stokes went because I think he had another injury. So like he's pretty electric too a little bit, and like Stokes has quietly been kind of a baller. Like he doesn't have plays broken up at picks, but he's been kind of locked down. So that's something to monitor. That like CV, Stokes, Nixon have been kind of playing seems like their best ball. And you got Xavier McKinney. You just kind of like you see that strong safety. Like Bullard, I think even had a pretty good game too. So I don't know. Like and like Adrian Cooper has been on one, and it's just kind of funny that like he's clearly like a superstar, but then like the organization like wants to tamper that down for some reason. I guess I kind of get it. Like don't let him get too uppity.
It feels like Aaron Jones at the start of his career.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, why not just give this guy flowers? But like, I heard that he had attitude issues early on, and that's like kind of why he didn't play as much, or like didn't know some of the calls, and like like because he's kind of like just like see ball, hit ball, but like that's what you want, right? I don't know, like
pretty damn well.
Yeah, it is. So I don't know. I feel, and like our edges and pressure rate, I don't know, feels okay. Like our defense was like fucking phenomenal. That first quarter, I guess all the way up to the last drive. So it's kind of weird. Like defense has been pretty legit this year, and I feel like it just doesn't get enough credit because there's just like, a play that like hurts, but like there's always plays that hurt for any team ever,
And And one last thing, it was just the punt touchdown. I mean,
Yeah, and that was kind of bullshit.
yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah,
It shouldn't really happen.
He was holding. It was holding too.
Holding. It shouldn't really happen from like a communication standpoint because like they know which direction you're punting, and if you miss like by that much, it's pretty bad. But
yeah,
we're on to Philly. I feel good about it. Let's kick there.
Let's kick.
All right.
Oh, one last thing. Do you think if we beat Philly, Sirianni gets fired?
That's a great question. I want to say yeah. Actually,
I want to say yeah too. I think so too.
Yeah. God, they would be so fucking pissed. I mean,
I
they might burn down. They might burn down their stadium.
Yeah, because like you said, they're an emotional. It's an emotional city.
Oh, they're like nuts.
And like Hurts would be like going into the season like, oh, is this actually our QB? You know, like blah 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 blah.
Hurts, AJ Brown, a 2,000-yard Saquon, and first round.
Yeah.
Even though, and he kind of like he's had some weird interactions on sidelines too this year. Like he tried to go talk to like an O lineman, and the O line coach like stood him up. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
It was super weird. He like tried to go talk to an O line, and the O line coach was like, "No, like big dude, got in his way. Nope, you like go the other way." And it was like, that's kind of crazy to see the head coach not be allowed to talk to guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just if they respect him is kind of weird. And he had a lot of shit last year too. He was kind of like hot seat a little bit with and then remember he started bringing like his kid out to press conferences so that like people would be video and stuff. So
and then the whole Big Dom shit, you know, which I think is like hilarious. Like they're just a weird organization. It's kind of like the Cowboys, but like I don't know, it just kind of is. But they've had like playoff success, you know.
Yeah,
like
they've had some great drafting, and they've made some really great, like getting AJ Brown for cheap as hell. I mean, they've made some like aggressive but really good moves. So credit to them for that.
Okay, so kudos to that, sure. And like this is like hope and delusion, but like I think it's mostly because like all this shit's kind of fallen in their lap. Like Jalen Carter fell in their lap. Like, you know, like all these like the Titans thing feels like, yeah, you have to like make the trade and get it, but it feels like it almost like more fell in their lap, you know? Where I feel the same thing about like the Lions almost, but like Gibbs, I guess, has been a superstar. So that kind of beats my point. But a lot of that shit fell in their lap too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it has gone really well, but they put themselves in positions to
and like shit, Jordan Love fell in our lap. So we kind of traded up for him. So I don't know, you know, like it's like delusion. It's like hypocrisy, but it makes sense in my mind.
It seems like fortune favors the bold a little bit in the NFL.
100%, yeah. And like if you zag when people zig, you do well.
Yeah. So, all right. Should we look at the rest of the playoffs?
Let's do our draft. So this $10 is to pay for our next month's Google Meet subscription. So that's why I picked $10.
I was gonna say we're gonna just tell everyone we're doing it for 10,000, but we're honest.
We're honest. Hey, we're straight shooters.
We're just straight shooters with it. So we're doing a $10 pick 'em, Sam versus Ryan.
Snake draft?
Quick. Yeah, snake draft. Quick, I just want to say one quick thing. Lions beat Vikings, clinched the 1 seed, moves Minnesota all the way to number 5, which is pretty hilarious. Because they were celebrating so much the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
There is reseeding in the NFL, so it's kind of hard
to
gauge. Yeah, so Detroit plays.
Because I was looking at that. I was like, "Fucking, that'd be awesome if we get to play Washington or Tampa Bay."
I know. So if we win, we play Detroit.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna have the hardest freaking.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
And then Kansas City. So do you think? Here's one little conspiracy quickly. Did Kansas City let Denver win because
100%.
they didn't want to play?
100%. 100%. Yeah.
And everyone seemed so pissed about it. Honestly, it's
good for them. You know, they're gonna, if they're gonna be the modern day Patriots, you have to act like the modern day Patriots and do some shady shit to, you know, get a dynasty. All for it.
Burrow should have won one more game.
Should have won. Crazy. They lost against the Patriots. They lost all the stupid games. You know, like that's on them.
Burrow though, with his stats, touchdowns, yards, insane. Jamar Chase, triple crown at 24 years old, insane.
Insane.
And then they have the NFL sack leader, Trey Hendrickson, 17 and a
Yeah.
half, and they don't make the playoffs. That is
It's
nuts.
insane. It's like the 2000 Chargers where like they had like the best offense and defense, but their special teams was so bad that they didn't make the playoffs. But I mean, I guess like that Taylor guy, I don't know. If I were them, I would fire him.
They fired their DC.
Yeah, which I think he like got dealt a bad hand. Like that defense did not have a lot of talent.
No.
Like all the offense had talent.
I 100% agree with you. We'll get into that. I have that
Yeah.
next. But let's do a little pick 'em. Do you want to like flip a coin or something?
Since you do it, since you put it up, you can pick if you want to go first or second.
I'll go. I'll go first.
Okay. All right.
What's in favors the bowl? This is the NFL, right?
All right. This is
First
the NFL.
pick. I think I'm gonna go Buffalo.
Interesting. All right.
I'm gonna write this down.
All right. Good.
So Ryan gets Buffalo. Sam is on the clock.
All right. I'm gonna take Chiefs
Chiefs.
and fuck it, Packers.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go Pack, go, go Pack, go. All right. I mean, I like the Lions. Their defense just scares the hell out of me.
I couldn't pick them. I could have lived with myself if I did.
Yeah,
I might be a hater till the end.
I thought you were gonna. All right, I'll take the Lions then, and I'll take the Lions, and I'll take. Fuck the Eagles. I don't want to. No, not the Eagles. Let's go Baltimore. Lions, Baltimore.
I was gonna do Baltimore. All right, I'll do Eagles.
You're guaranteed a victory.
Yeah, I'll do Eagles, and I'll do. I'll do the. All right, I'm thinking between Rams or Tampa Bay. You know what? I'll go Tampa Bay.
TB.
Yeah.
I like it. Baker, good first.
Yeah,
game.
and I feel like they like rolling in with the Mike Evans thing. Although I don't really know how good their defense is.
Who does?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. It's so fun.
Denver, Pittsburgh, Washington, Minnesota Rams, Chargers, Houston.
Yeah, Chargers are like such a bizarre one. Houston as a 4 seed is kind of shocking because
Yeah.
Stroud hasn't played that great this year, and they've kind of been shitting on Houston all
Well,
year.
have you seen like the ELO tiers? I was gonna like bring this up after we picked, but the Texans are like one of the worst, like by far the worst playoff team.
That's awesome.
Like
That's
by
the
far.
AFC East for you though, or AFC South. South. I'll go with. You took the Eagles. You took Tampa. I'll go with. I'm gonna go with the Vikings,
Okay.
and hopefully Darnold doesn't fucking lose his mind. And then I'm gonna go with the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh.
All right. I'm gonna do Washington, who's actually by like ELO the same offensive EPA per play. Or no, it's in the same tier as the Packers are. So basically, the top 6 best teams in the NFL right now, like in this tier: Ravens, Lions. Ravens are by far the worst. They're close to, or by far the best. They're like almost the best since 2009, which is kind of surprising. It's Ravens and Lions and Bills are like pretty much the exact same. Then Eagles are slightly ahead of us. Then Green Bay, Washington are like right there. And Pittsburgh Texans are below league average.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's been such a weird. I mean, they want to fire Tomlin and they're in the playoffs, which is kind of, I get it, but it's funny.
I don't know. It's kind of like I saw this one thing too that like Mike Tomlin and Mike McCarthy are basically the exact same coach. Like in terms of career wins, yeah. And it's like that kind of blew my mind.
I saw a meme of Mike Tomlin, and he like slowly transitions into Marvin Lewis. Remember him from the bench?
Yeah, but Marvin Lewis was dog shit.
But he
Like,
always would like just.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
just
yeah,
hilarious. I was
yeah.
like, that's classic. I honestly think trading Tomlin would be kind of a genius. Like,
Yeah,
you could
trade him to the
maybe get,
Bears.
like,
Trade him to the Bears.
oh, dude, you could probably get like a first round pick or some shit.
Yeah, yeah, and like allow him to like actually restart.
Yeah, and I think that actually wouldn't be a bad move for the Bears either.
No, no. Or like the Jets. I think the Jets kind of need like that culture.
Yeah,
Or Giants maybe, but they still are rolling with what they have, which is, man, Giants are, when it comes to our bad franchise, like Giants are a contender there. But anyways, all right. So is it my turn to pick, right? Or yours?
yeah. You have one. You have one more. We each got 5 right now.
Okay.
So
Who did I just pick?
you just pick Washington.
Okay, Washington.
The Rams are left. Houston, Pittsburgh, Denver.
Yeah, I'll take Denver.
Bo
Sure.
Nix.
Yeah.
I'll take. So it's
then-
Rams.
Do you each get
Houston.
one, or so then you get 2, I get 1. Okay.
I get 2 and you get 1. Yeah, I'll take the Rams and then Pittsburgh or Houston. I'll take Pittsburgh. DJ Watt
All right, I'll take Houston.
and Houston. All right, Rams, Pittsburgh. All right, I'll text it over to you.
All right, cool.
But your team is Chiefs, Packers, Eagles, Tampa Bay, the Washington Commanders, Denver Broncos, and the Houston Texans. And I got
I be
Buffalo.
NFC.
Yeah, a lot of NFC. I got Buffalo, Lions, Baltimore, Vikings, Chargers, Rams, Pitt.
Mm.
Big $10 on the line here. So
Yeah.
let's see what
I'm
happens.
feeling good about it. This was fun. I'm kind of feeling good about it.
Yeah, this will be a lot of fun. It'll be fun just to cheer for like the other games too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Sweet. Do you have any just general thoughts on the playoff picture? What do you think?
I don't know. So that reseeding thing, I didn't know that, and that's a casual. Like, how long has that been in play for? Do you know?
It's newer, but to be honest, I looked it up just before because I was
Okay.
like, I'm pretty sure they reseed, but I couldn't remember if they did or not, and they do. I think that's why, like, if you look at this chart, they're not like connected.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's an interesting. I don't know if I like the reseeding thing. I kind of like a clean bracket.
Yeah, and then you can like visualize who you play and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, you kind of can, but like it's not clean.
yeah. I just need it to be clean for me. So
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of the reseeding. I get it. But man, it makes our fucking journey tough.
Dude, honestly, if you're saying, correct, beat the people that beat you in the year, like go Eagles, Detroit, then fucking Minnesota, like how that would be such a immaculate win a Super Bowl, like ruin 2 NFC North people that have gotten so uppity, and then the Eagles, like just the dagger that it would be through those people's hearts would just, oh my God, I would
Amazing.
like lick up their tears like that. I would just be on Reddit. I would get banned 100%. I would have to create like so many new accounts just to like shit post. And yeah.
Troll.
Yeah.
I would start a new profession as an internet troll.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
I feel like the Vikings were kind of annoying because they got their ass kicked by the Lions. The Lions defense is dead.
Yeah.
Darnold played like biggest game of his career, maybe.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And he shit the
looked
bed.
like complete
That was
dog shit.
That was shocking. I did not expect that from him, and he was like over like
so many wide open.
Yeah, like really concerning, honestly, going into the playoffs if you can't rely on your quarterback and you're going against Stafford, who is going to be good. Like he is going to get it done, and he's going to be solid. Whether the Rams get it done as a team or not, TBD. But I would be very nervous if I was Vikings. But it was funny because I felt like the vibe for the Vikings fans was still kind of like talking shit. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird. And like you spend what, like, I don't know, was it like a couple million for those tickets? And then, and I heard too that like from like the Vikings players' wives that like Lions fans like were just like being mean to them and like insulting their kids and stuff. Like they've quickly ascended to being like, I think the shittiest fan base in the NFL.
Oh, people hate them.
Yeah.
It's funny
As
how
it
like
should.
usually you kind of like the little guy like coming along,
Yeah.
rising up, but everyone's like, "Fuck Detroit."
No, fuck Detroit. And
They're
you know
so
what, that's
fast.
like, I guess good for them, but like, how quickly that's changed. And like even like last year, people were like, "Oh, it's nice to see him." And like I still have friends that are like, "Oh, like good for them." Like I'm rooting for him. I like Dan Campbell. And it's like, fuck you, like
Yeah, it's like
no.
no. But I will say like respect to the like having that
Yeah,
atmosphere.
attitude, edge. Yeah, no, good for them.
That's why you can beat a Minnesota and kick their ass.
Yeah.
And like Minnesota's a good team this year. They're 14-3, and you beat them 31-9 at home. So and then they got home field advantage for the whole playoffs. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I mean, fuck.
good.
Sam Darnold's box score, 18 for 41, 166 yards. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, man, like
23 carries, 139 yards, 3 TDs.
yeah. And then he had the receiving touchdown too, I think. So
yeah, Justin Jefferson, 3 receptions, 54 yards.
That should never
Wow.
happen.
Yeah, dude. Justin Jefferson washed? I don't know.
Jamar Chase is better. Do you like Chase?
Oh, easily. Yeah, I Chase for sure.
Chase with the ball in his hands is just like special. There's something about the way he runs. It's just like it's almost running back-ish. It's just like really strong. It's so fast.
Yeah. And he's great hands. Great. Yeah.
Jefferson to me is more like a little bit taller, lankier, speed. He kind of weaves better, but
he doesn't like have anything that like, and I think that's like when we talked about it before the Vikings-Packers game, like there's nothing, and I don't watch a lot of Vikings tape or whatever, don't know much about it, but there's just nothing that like completely stands out to me, like what he does, like, yeah, he's had like some like he had that one crazy one-handed catch, was it like last year, whatever, but like, I don't know, like Chase, you see him electric, like CeeDee Lamb, or like even Amon St. Brown, like he just catches everything. Shit, even like Puka, but he also just gets a shit ton of targets, so I think that's why he's good. But even that, I think he's second in the NFL in yards per route run. Like I'd probably take Puka over Justin Jefferson. If I was like insured, like I get a healthy season from both guys, I'd take Puka over Justin Jefferson, which blows my mind because I was a Puka hater going into the season. But I guess getting him in fantasy, I think, changes a lot of things.
Puka's a stud, man, and he gets a lot of targets. He's huge. Here, you'll love this. Guess what Justin Jefferson's RAS score out of LSU was?
Like a 6.9.
Actually, it says it's higher here. Wait, he recorded 9.69.
No shit, he was that good.
Yeah, so his vertical is 37, which is pretty high.
Yeah.
His 40 was 4.43. His 20-yard split was a 2.53, which is a 9.66. So maybe he just has like that burst at the start, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's actually not as big as I thought. He's 6'1", 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Well,
interesting.
Yeah. He does have great hands. I don't think he drops much of anything. And I don't know. He just has some like confidence, I guess, maybe. I don't know what it is about. Something
like
about
swag.
Him. He's playing well.
Yeah, Puka's a 5.33. He does like nothing good. Only thing is he's just heavy.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Puka though.
Yeah, interesting.
All right, so let's just do like a little quick pick 'em for every game this week.
Okay.
Minnesota Rams. Who you got?
I'm going to Rams.
Rams at home. I'm gonna go. I mean, are we biased?
Hey, are we doing spreads? Or are we doing? We should probably do spreads.
Spread? Yeah, let's pull spreads.
I think that's better. Wow, Steelers Ravens 10 points.
Oof.
Oh my god, I haven't seen the spread that big for playoffs. Yeah. Oh, Broncos Bills 8.5.
Steelers Ravens 10. Okay.
You can't sports bet in Spain, right?
No. I mean, you could probably VPN and do it.
No, but they track that shit now.
I VPN to like cash out some money. I had money in my Underdog account that like I forgot about, like $100 or something. I was like, oh, I should take that. Yeah. So I VPN'd in, and then I like they did kind of block it, but I was able to kind of like get around it quickly before like it registered on
Oh,
my,
there you go.
and I was able to take the money also. But
There
yeah,
you go. I guess you could have just had like me log into it for you, but
yeah, or just like Venmo you, I guess.
yeah.
Be my
Whatever.
bookie.
All right.
All right, let's go. Gonna just read off the spread, and I'll just
Yeah.
we'll do-
So Vikings are -1.5.
Oh wow, so pretty much a pick'em game.
Yeah.
Oh no, they'd be slightly favored because they're at Rams.
Mhm.
I kind of like the Rams for this one too, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I respect Stafford a lot. I like Kyron. I like Puka, and I just something about Minnesota. I don't believe them yet.
Yeah. I think that game just really kind of solidified. Like that's like I think, like it turned in Cinderella, or was it, turns into a pumpkin. Is that Cinderella?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Clock
Yeah,
struck
turned into a
midnight
pumpkin.
on Minnesota
Yeah,
season.
exactly. But Rams defense is pretty terrible. Like 26th ranked defense in the NFL.
Yeah, yeah. I can't name a single guy on their defense.
Well, they're young, right? They have Fiske, who they drafted. Those two Florida State guys.
Verse? No.
Verse and Fiske.
Okay.
They're good. And then I think they have like a good cornerback, like kind of safety duo.
I'll pull it up quick.
Yeah.
Fisk, Brown, Kobe Turner, Byron Young, Christian Omar, Jared Verge, Darius Cameron Curl. Yeah, Akella Witherspoon. That's a bizarre defense.
Yeah.
But I think they're okay with like chucking the ball, honestly.
Yeah.
So, because Cooper's healthy, right? Cooper Cup.
Yeah, but I don't think it matters. I think it's just like Puka.
It is kind of funny how Puka gets like 12 targets a game.
Yeah. Like he's
Puka,
a fantasy
Cooper,
god.
Kyron, I mean, I like Kyron a lot.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Kyron's
Notre Dame
been,
guy.
he's for like all the talk about like Corum, and like Corum broke his hand, so he's out for the season, which is kind of a bummer. But because he was like decent when he was in like pass catching and stuff, but I don't know. Yeah,
You got two guys, I think, in this league too.
yeah,
Yeah. Kyron had 1,299 yards, 14 touchdowns. So,
and I think looking at their schedule, I guess they haven't really beaten any so they had like the Bills where they won 44-42, which is kind of wild. But then after that, it was like Niners 12-6, Jets won 19-9, Cardinals won 13-9, and then Seahawks, which I don't think that game mattered. But it was like they lost 25-30. So I don't know.
Maybe they're one of those teams that like they need like to get up for the game, like they just need a little excitement. So they need the juice. So they'll have it. I don't think their crowd is like really any advantage.
No. Well, it seems recently that they have been kind of getting into it. Like I watched, I don't know, it was like a Rams game where they were playing. I don't know, it was like on TV, maybe it was on Red Zone, but like they had like a good amount of like Rams people there, and it was maybe it was the Rams Cardinals game or Rams Seahawks, I don't know, but one of those where it looked like they had more of a vibe there. But Minnesota, I think, travels well, so yeah.
Yeah. All right. Washington, Tampa Bay. What's the spread on that one?
All right. So Tampa Bay favored, they're -3.
Okay. I might go with the upset on this one. I'm gonna go Washington.
I'm thinking that too.
Something about Daniels, I just like him. I think he's fun. I think McLaurin's great. I think they've just played really well this year, and their defense is impressive. I think the defense is impressive. Is that factually back that up?
Well, yeah. So defense, they're ranked 13th overall. So they're 8th against the pass, and then 23rd against the run. And then it's kind of like the complete opposite for the Bucks. They're 19th overall, 23rd against the pass, 6th against the run. So it seems like
is probably
that's probably not what you want. Like you probably want a good pass.
Yeah.
And they're both 4th and 5th in offense.
Okay. Who's the guy? Eckler. He's healthy.
And Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson. Yeah, I like Brian Robinson actually.
Yeah, he's had a quietly really good year.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So I got Commanders. I mean, I think Baker will play. I don't know. Baker, like, even when he plays well, he never like impresses me a ton. I don't know
Mhm.
why. In the NFL, I found him more impressive in college, but I've just never been like super impressed. Maybe it's just like his size. I don't know, something about it.
Yeah, he
I
kind of
like,
feels Roethlisberger to me. Roethlisberger Lee,
yeah,
however that to me, where it's like I think it's like you're like Josh, like you look like Josh Allen, but you don't do the Josh Allen running stuff. And it feels like you kind of have to be an elite runner for me to be, or at least a good runner for me to be like, wow, I don't know.
yeah. Mike Evans is great.
Yep. McMillan, Bucky Irvin's been pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, McMillan has 5 straight touchdowns to end the season, or 5 straight games with touchdowns on the
Yeah.
season. So might be a nice fantasy guy next year.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I just think Washington, something about Washington, it's funny because they've kind of gone under the radar this year, Washington, with how
Yeah.
bad they've been there just historically. And like you get the ownership change, you draft Jaden Daniels,
And
Dan
then it
Quinn,
all changes.
and they're in the playoffs now. So hopefully they can take out Tampa Bay.
I think Dan Quinn was one of the guys that I was most wrong about. You know, like after the Packers beat down to them, I was thinking like, oh, he's figured out, I can't do it. But he's been, legit. And Cliff Kingsbury, like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, good for them. I think they really commendable what they did in like a year. Like should be a poster child for other franchises.
Oh, 100%. Kingsbury's been really, and that's smart. Like Kingsbury with Daniels, like,
Yeah.
it's really smart and impressive. Yeah, you're right though. Dan Quinn, when he went after Atlanta, I just felt like he mismanaged Atlanta so much.
Yeah.
Like I thought they had a lot of talent there when he was coaching, and it just seemed like I don't know. And then he was the guy who lost in the playoffs, right? Versus Brady.
I think
Did
so.
he
Yeah.
lose
I think
the
so. Yeah.
20-3 game?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like that should just kind of stick with you, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're going to need a change of scenery no matter what after that.
Yeah, he went to the Dallas, and I honestly didn't even think he was that good as a coordinator at Dallas, but whatever. It's worked out really well for them. Congrats to them. The new ownership.
Underrated, I think, with him wearing the backwards cap, just changes his whole vibe. Because it's like now he looks like a young, kind of in touch coach, and like you got the young QB, it's just something like he would never do that in Dallas, but now he comes in and he's like, I don't know, it just seems kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. You got to change it up. Like Eberflus pulling out the beard this
year.
You got to try something different.
Yeah, I think Eberflus. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the DC job.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think he would be happy to have him there.
Yeah, it seems like looking back. I mean, I don't know if he really was that bad. Actually, I think they're just a bad team. I mean, they won one game after him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of surprising, like Bears, they've like we'll get to it, but like that they've like asked all these people to be coaching interviews, and like Saleh hasn't been asked at all, at least that I've found. And given just like the complete dichotomy between what the Jets defense was before and after, I don't know, like
their whole team, honestly.
Yeah, he seems like a for like what like and now like all the I mean everyone knew like the Jets were dysfunctional, but like just dealing with Rodgers, dealing with that owner, dealing with all of it, like I don't know, that's probably the worst. That might be the worst. That's probably the most
New York
clear.
team.
Yeah, they're just garbage. Man, it's kind of like
didn't Rodgers call Woody Johnson like a teenager?
Yeah. Well, because he like brought his kids into like the locker room or some shit. Like how crazy would that be? You just have a loss and you have like an 11-year-old just being like, "You suck." It's the owner's kids, so you can't really like mouth off at him. I don't know. That's wild.
All right, GB Philly.
Well, now it's 4.5. Yeah,
4.5. I love that for the Packers.
I'm taking. Yeah, I'd bet the mortgage on the Packers.
Yeah. I think we kind of previewed that one.
Yeah, let's just move
on. Chargers, Houston.
All right. Chargers -2.5.
Okay, I like the Chargers. Honestly, I just like Harbaugh. I think he's a good coach. I think I knew like this year, even though they had all the weird whiteout issues, like people were questioning a lot of the things. They're like kind of weirdly rebuilding. You just knew he puts together a good football team. Like if you plugged him in any team in the NFL, I think you would have at least a 500 team. You're going to play really tough defense. You're going to run the ball, and he like builds up Herbert a lot, which I like because I do think Herbert's a good quarterback.
Yep.
Shout out Quentin Johnson.
I was about to talk about that. Damn it, you took it from me.
He's come along really
dude,
hard.
He's really and Ladd.
And Ladd, yeah, Ladd's been a freaking stud.
Yeah.
Ladd is like top. I want to say top 10 in receiving yards in the NFL.
Yeah.
Is that true or is that false?
No, let's look up. So minimum. Ladd is ninth. Ladd is ninth.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yep. Dude, guess who's this is actually kind of a lot less. Let's just go over this. All right, so who do you think is number 1 in receiving yards?
I was looking at this yesterday.
Okay.
For fun, because that's what the type of person I am.
You're doing research. Yeah. And then which is kind of interesting, he has a 7.3% drop rate.
Chase does?
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
He probably gets like a shit ton of balls thrown to him though.
Yeah, 171 targets. That's the most in the NFL.
It seems like a lot.
No. Yeah. And then second is Justin Jefferson. Pretty good. His numbers look pretty good.
Neighbors was second in the league in targets.
I know. Dude, I think the craziest one, Drake London, number 4th in the league.
Yeah. I wouldn't have even guessed. I would have never
at all. I would have never guessed that.
Like the quietest top 5 receiving yards ever, maybe.
Yeah, and I'm on St. Brown. Crazy. He has a 0.9% drop rate. My God.
I like Emmanuel a lot. He's just he's like exactly what you want on your football team because he's not like the biggest dude and he just fucking does everything he can possible to help you win. So
I know. Like
you gotta love it. I will shout out to Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, holy shit. Third in the league.
Rookie, they had Mac Jones for part of the year, Trevor Lawrence. I still don't know. Like I was such a big fan of Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson. I have no idea what is going on in Jacksonville. It's just Jacksonville, I guess.
But it's like an organization that I think is like ripe for if you get like they could totally have a Washington Commanders turnaround. Like if they actually get and I saw for like Khan, he said that like our coach wants our GM fired, and he did it on a video call with the GM there, which is that was pretty hilarious. It's like if we put this guy fired, we'll fire him when he's on the call. It's like, dude, that's but
I do think, I mean, they kept their GM, right? So I think he's done a good job. I was looking through his draft last couple of years, and
but he might get fired. He might.
He might get fired. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's done all right.
Good situation. They also had Christian Kirk was hurt this year. I don't think he played much. So,
and their number 1 pick has actually quietly been like I think posted 2 seasons of double-digit sack totals.
It's Walker.
Walker, yeah.
And they're probably drafting
pretty high.
Yeah. All
right. And one other crazy thing, Jacoby Myers doesn't have a single drop this year.
That is wild because he was a number 1 wideout for them.
Yeah, and 126 targets, no drops.
That's nuts.
I know. And you know what else is kind of crazy? Fucking drop percentage. This one kind of jumped out to me. George Pickens, 13% drop percentage. And what was it? T. Higgins. Oh, never mind. I was looking at George Pickens. George Higgins. Wow. Marvin Harrison, 1.6% drop percentage. Damn.
Yeah, Harrison's going to be a stud, just like a classic rookie year, kind of like getting.
Well, I think it's like he just gets overshadowed because like fucking Neighbors. Like I mean, this is like historic rookie class. Ladd. I mean, shit. You have Ladd, Bryan. Ladd, Bryan, and
Neighbors.
Yeah, Neighbors. So two rookies in the top 10 of receiving, which is pretty insane. I don't think that's ever happened.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if it is.
Yeah. Actually, the jig number 10 too.
And I think Bowers is top 10 if you put him in there.
Yeah.
I think he'd be 9th, and then Ladd is 10th then. So I think he's just above them.
Yeah.
Crazy crazy
Yeah,
talent.
a lot of interesting wide receivers. All right. So
And it's
get
kind of
back
funny
to it.
because this year there's not as much wideouts coming out really. But anyway,
No, well, they have the Tetra guy, right? Is he supposed
yeah,
to be like a superstar?
he's like the only one.
Well, what
Arizona.
about the Missouri guy, Burden?
I like him a lot, but they're saying
Is he not going to go? Is he not
no,
gonna go
he's
there?
done. He'll just be like mid to late first. I don't know. Some guys
Oh
are saying
shit! Maybe the
second.
Packers gonna. Maybe the Packers gonna then.
Oh, I would take Burden in a heartbeat. Some people are,
Yeah.
I think Jack was saying like second or third round, which I think is crazy, but
Yeah.
I would take him late, like 32nd
Yeah.
overall. Where
we need a cornerback though. But we have like 20. We have like a really healthy cap space for once. So hopefully Goop. I mean, because really shit. What do we need? Like, feels like a cornerback, and then I don't know, linebacker and edge maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need. I think honestly we're in a good spot where we draft like almost for depth.
Yeah.
And we just kind of hope like someone.
Yeah.
Don't.
I mean, because looking at like, we just really need just like premium talent. Like, I mean, it's like, fucking go get Max Crosby or the fucking edge from the Browns. Like, I think this is get one of those two, or fucking Micah Parsons.
Oh, dude, if we got Myles Garrett, I would like fucking.
I'd cream.
Like, what about Tyreek Hill? What do you think about Tyreek Hill?
No. He doesn't fit. I think he's gonna age. He's gonna age horribly, and
it makes no sense. But he'd be fun. He'd be fun for a little bit.
I don't know. I like locker room.
Every now and then, though, it would be like, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. We just need like those top end.
We just top end talent, like a top end.
We need Christian Watson to be like fucking Randy Moss.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be.
Like, would you want to even get T? Like, would you? Like, I don't know if I would. Like, looking at him, like I don't know.
I'm so back and forth on him because I do think he's solid and he's young. So like, I think the contract kind of makes sense, like timing wise. But I just don't know if I trust him to be like that dude. Because he's never been that dude.
But I think if any candidate like who would be that dude, it would be him. Like he's good. He's good.
He's definitely the number one guy to if you're going to sign a wideout this year. He's the guy, and he's kind of the only guy too. So I think he's going to get a ton of money. I think the Patriots makes a lot of sense for him. Drake May's playing well. They had a huge cap space, and I do kind of like
Chargers.
I'm like a possession guy. Like he's a little bit of a body. I want like a bigger body third down guy.
Yeah.
That's what I would love for our team. Like someone who's just like Amon-Ra. Like Amon-Ra's
that's what I was thinking. Like I would fucking love him.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
All right, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. So that's the 10. That's 10.
Oh yeah, 10. Crazy.
So we're doing spreads. We're doing spreads.
Yeah, we're doing spreads. It's such a high line that I almost want to take Pittsburgh.
I guess we're synced. Yeah, I'm thinking Pittsburgh for that too.
And
like I think I could see this being an upset. Like, Lamar playoff, right? It's not good.
That's true. That is true. Russell's won one before. It's a division game, so I think there's like that extra. Yeah. And when you got guys like TJ Watt, they do just like make big plays that shift the whole game. So
yeah, I could see it just being a low score, bullshit NFC North game or AFC North.
Yeah, I do love Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
and Jackson. And I don't understand why the Ravens defense hasn't been as good this year.
It's been actually in the past like couple of weeks. It's been like top 5.
Okay. Which is more what I expected them to do at the start of the year, and then
they had such a huge turnover and
some guys got paid.
Yeah,
they lost a safety to the Jets. I want to say they're
actually the 8th. Wow, Ravens are way better than I thought. So they're the number 1 offense, number 1 in pass, number 2 in run. Defense is number 8th now. They're better than the Steelers.
So why are they the 3rd seed?
Because of wins. But this is like I'm at the NFL ELO thing, which kind of like like rates more like what you've done recently. But yeah, like I said, that they're
cruising now.
Yeah, like net EPA per play, Steelers are negative, and they're at 17th overall, and compared to So they're 0.02, and then Ravens are 0.27. So like that gulf is probably, yeah. Like the line should be 11 points.
The Ravens started 0-2 this year. They lost by 7 to the Chiefs, which,
Yeah.
and then they lost to the Raiders by 3.
Yeah. I remember that game. That game was like insane though. That was an insane game.
They lost to Cleveland by 5.
Fuck, they beat the Texans 31-2.
Kicked the Texans' ass.
And then they beat Steelers 34-17.
So yeah, they've been playing really well. They lost to Philly by 5. They lost to Pittsburgh by they did lose to Pittsburgh earlier this year though.
Yeah.
And they beat them. Yeah, they beat them more recently. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be
This one I could either see like blowout or it's just like a grind fest, and who knows what happens then.
Division, I'm thinking grind fest. I'm taking the points for sure. I kind of like taking the points there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not betting.
We've agreed on everyone so far.
All right, last one. Denver. Buffalo.
So it is Denver 8.5.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would guess, which makes it really hard. Vegas is good at that.
Yeah.
I mean, Bo Nix is playing really well recently. Their defense, I think their defense is solid.
Number one in the NFL. Number one.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. Can you stop Josh Allen? Is like the ultimate question. Can anyone stop Josh Allen?
Yeah.
I feel like they could upset him here. Honestly, I might go Denver on this one. 8.5. I like
the defense, right? You know, and like
Bill's
defense holes, right? 22nd rated pass defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Dan Orlovsky talking about the MVP versus Jackson or Allen. And the way he explained it, I think I'm all in on Allen, like regardless, because Derrick Henry had such a good year with Jackson, so it kind of takes some pressure off him. But Allen has done it all without a 1,000-yard rusher, without a 1,000-yard receiver. And he's the top 5 NFL we've ever seen. I think he averages 3 points per drive.
Yeah.
Over 3 points per drive.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much just like carrying the fuck out of that team.
And that's what an MVP is.
Which is exactly what an MVP is. It makes me a little nervous for winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I did pick him number 1. So let's just hope
Josh Allen. Like, they should play.
That's true.
Like you play Chargers or Houston, and that should be a cakewalk. But then, Kansas City, Baltimore. But they probably have to play each other.
But they also did beat the Chiefs and they did beat the Lions.
Yeah.
So
and like Chiefs, like I don't know, like I'm just kind of like rolling on their like because they've won it all, but like I don't know but it's like last year, right? They like the most beatable, but like now people think like, oh well, they can do it, but like I think they're really beatable this year. Like Kelsey, I don't know, like that offense is just I don't know, just uninspiring.
I always think they're beatable, but Patrick Mahomes just wins every fucking game.
Yeah, because he does bullshit. He just does bullshit.
Just nuts. Like
if I was them, I would just like fucking headhunt Mahomes in the first quarter. Like just fucking take him out. Take all the penalties until you have it, and then that's what I would do.
Got to be physical and send some blitzes.
Yeah, and you like can't be afraid of like giving up a roughing the passer. I think.
Yeah, well, they're probably going to get 15 yards on the next play anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, so it's like if you touch them, so might as well like fucking.
Especially if they get down to the red zone, just like fucking.
Yeah, and like make him like croak like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, he's been kind of banged up too, so it's probably big that they got this bye week. Yeah, impressive that they even got the bye with.
Yeah, with just their whole season. I don't know. It's like this season. It's like. Probably like the weirdest number one season. Like the AFC versus NFC is just they kind of almost polar opposites.
Do you think the NFC is stronger?
100%. 100%.
Yeah. But then those top 3 teams, it seems like the top 3 AFC are super strong.
Yeah. But it's like I would take the NFC North, I think is on par with the whole AFC.
Yeah. NFC North is
like our top 3 teams match against the top 3, like KC, Buffalo, Baltimore.
Yeah.
I kind of considers like Minnesota, Detroit, Green Bay.
Oh, yeah. We're Baltimore. Josh
Yeah.
Jacobs. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
All right. Prediction: Super Bowl. Go Pack, go.
There you go. Yeah.
If
Super Bowl
Pack-
prediction.
The
Yeah.
Packers don't win at all. We'll say that.
Okay. So if they don't win it all, I'm gonna go with. All right. So I'm gonna go Buffalo in the Super Bowl,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Okay. And who wins?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Josh Allen gets it done. Tops it off. Storybook year. It would be an insane year for him. Got engaged.
Yeah.
MVP. Insane year. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna go Baltimore versus Detroit. I don't know. I kind of feel like Detroit's just gonna make it.
Yeah. And then you get like Hutchinson back for the Super Bowl. I think if that happens, it's like game over.
And then I think Baltimore.
Yeah,
Lamar
I was thinking Baltimore too.
gets it over the hump, gets it done. I've just always liked. I mean, the Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry weapon is just like so fun. Yeah, I don't know. Baltimore.
I just think Lamar just has playoff yips. I guess kind of Detroit, Buffalo does too, but like Lamar, like Buffalo seems like it's because he just keeps losing to the Chiefs, but Baltimore because they keep losing to themselves, you know.
Yeah, it does seem like they beat themselves in these big games.
Yeah, like I could see Baltimore like losing against Pittsburgh or winning Super Bowl.
It seems like that's always the narrative, though, about guys. They're like, "Oh, he never wins. He never wins."
Until he wins.
And then they win, and it's like you kind of forget about it all.
Yeah, and it's like I'm forgetting. Like it's pretty fucking hard to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's really fucking hard. That's why sports is so annoying because
everyone
always is like you're kind of always disappointed at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Unless you just go in with no expectations. All right, I'm pumped. First game is Saturday.
Saturday. 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday.
And then 1 Monday night.
Yeah.
And we play 3:30, which is or 2:30.
Kind of perfect. Yeah, kind of perfect.
Perfect for me. Yeah, I'm actually really excited about it. So
yeah.
All right, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
Moving on. What do we got?
Oh, here's one fun thing. The Texans, every single playoff game has always been on Saturday at 3:30.
Nice.
Like they've done 7 playoff games, so they've all been on Saturday at 3:30.
That's funny.
I know. I thought that was pretty funny and interesting.
NFL, there's something about that scheduling.
Yeah. Day of reckoning.
All right, so Monday after week 18 is kind of doomsday in the NFL.
Yep.
Or the start of your vacation.
Yeah.
Glass half full. So
yeah.
I just kind of went through all the guys. Well, we can start with head coaches. Patriots, Bears, Jags, Jets, Saints are all out. I think the Cowboys are pretty much out.
Saints for sure fired that Rizzy guy.
They fired Dennis Allen.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, but they
they fired Allen. All these guys got fired, and these are all open spots.
Gotcha.
So I guess if we just want to go through like each one real quick.
Yeah.
Patriots. I think Jared Mayo got screwed.
Yeah, I think so too.
1 year, it's just I don't understand.
And he was like the protege groom for this thing, right?
Yeah.
So
which I guess now that we say that makes me think, is there something more behind the scenes that we just don't know about? Like is he just not prepared? Well, maybe, but I was thinking like preparation just like. But I don't know if he's groomed for it. Like, how could he?
But so I think that's the point. Like, if you have 3 years to know what you're doing and like get your shit together, and then you come in like uninspired and like lack of preparation, like not going to get much better than that.
Or maybe just the fact that their defense was so bad and he's more of a defensive guy. I mean, their team. Did anyone expect them to be good this year? I just don't understand. He didn't. It wasn't like he missed expectations from a fan perspective. So. Or from a watcher's perspective. So it's like, what was his issue? But I don't know. They just didn't like him what was going on in Pittsburgh or in New England, I guess.
Well, and I think Joe Milton is I'm like pretty high on him. Like
Yeah.
like he has a fucking cannon.
Oh, he's always had a cannon. That's always been his
Yeah.
thing. Insane arm talent.
Hey, 75.8% completion rate.
Yeah, no, you played great that game. And honestly,
Yeah.
like great backup or trade. I mean, that's big time trade potential right there.
Unfortunately, Spencer Rattler needs a little more. I think he just needs a better environment. Like they're really fucking him there. Yeah.
Better coach. New coach will get him going.
Yeah. Maybe
Um,
new body.
New new everything. New arm, new brain.
Yeah, looking at the stats, it's really hard for me to still be a rattler. I'm gonna keep doing it, but
Yeah.
I'm running out of narratives to push. Oh, there's one thing he's positive in.
I
He's
wouldn't
good at
expect you
rushing.
to change, but
Yeah.
what is he in positive in?
He's positive. He's the only thing he's positive in is he's 0.01 in rushing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Joe Milton has kind of a lot of positives. He's actually positive at every category except for yak, which he doesn't control, and penalties, which he doesn't control really. Yeah, Joe Milton might be the
Pretty
next
small,
superstar.
pretty small sample size though.
Put this, I would take Joe Milton over Drake May. I'm confident in that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I mean, Drake May's been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I say
Has
that
he
though,
though?
and they've kind of lost
Has he
everything. So I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, he's been 24th. He has been just a hair below Trevor Lawrence this year.
Yeah, you know, actually, I take it back. I think that the narrative on Drake May has been over supportive of him. And
Like it's been like kind of CJ Stroud level, where it's like there's a lot of dick riding for not a lot of results.
he's definitely been better. Like
Yeah.
he's gotten better and he's played pretty well. He's had some decent games, but I mean, I don't know. Like 184 yards versus the Bears, they're not a bad defense.
Mhm.
117 yards and you lose to the Chargers. How do you lose to the Chargers 40-7 and only throw 117 yards? Like you're going to be throwing a shit ton.
Do you want to hear a little bit of a narrative here?
I would love to hear a narrative.
Trey Lance is better than the following QBs: Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, Caleb Williams, and Michael Penix.
Wow.
And CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is the 49th best QB in the NFL. Carson Wentz is better than CJ Stroud. Mac Jones is better. The NFL Elo.
Just is it just like the total or just recent?
Yeah, just total. Just value versus average starter.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Trey Lance, I wouldn't say I'm in on him personally.
Kind of interesting, though.
But it is interesting. Yeah. I mean, the Patriots season was abysmal looking at their record, but they did beat Buffalo the last game of the season, which was kind of dumb in a sense too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did think though, one little bright spot, Kayshon Boutte.
Yeah, Boutte. Right? Yeah, he because he was like super. I think any LSU wide receiver, like I'm in on. It doesn't matter what it is, who you are. Like I'm just in, right? And like he had all those injuries, right, that like fucked him up, and yeah,
7 catches, 117 yards, and a touchdown last week. He was like the man. Like I don't know if you knew him back in LSU, but like he was like the man at LSU.
Yeah.
But he caused so many problems that he wanted to return for his senior year, and Brian Kelly just said no. And they said
Brian Kelly is not like a leader of men, though.
No, he's not. Jared Mayo got 43 catches and 589 yards and 3 touchdowns out of him. So good for Jared Mayo. Honestly, I would take. I don't know what.
I would take Boutte. I would take Boutte. I would trade for Boutte. Like I would trade. Would you trade? Fuck. Who would you trade? Would you trade? I wouldn't trade Dobbs for him. I'd trade like Malik Heath. I'd trade Malik Heath for him.
He does not fit our block.
No, he doesn't do it. But it's I don't know. It seems kind of exciting, you know.
Yeah.
Like he's exciting.
You gotta have one guy. Like my dad and coworkers, they used to always talk about Andre Rison for the Packers.
Oh yeah.
When we won it all, he was like the man. They would call him Bad Moon Rison.
Well, he was our like last number one, or he was like one of our few number one like first round wide receiver pick.
Yeah. And I think he was pretty solid. He just was kind
Yeah.
of a. I mean, wideouts they got a little extra to them usually, right? That's kind of how
Yeah.
they are.
And you kind of want them to be a little unhinged.
Yeah, you got to be.
Yeah.
All right, we can keep going. Bears.
We should.
Obviously, Eberflus got fired a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying though, the people that they're interviewing is bizarre.
Well,
Like-
I was talking to a friend about this, and like my thing is like I think that they're just boiling the ocean right now, and I think that's kind of what they should do.
Okay, and
You
that's
know,
fair.
like,
You know,
yeah. And rumor is like it seems like it's Ben Johnson, which you know what, good for them. I'm still like, because I'm a Lions hater in every aspect. Like I just like he's good and like he does a lot of cool plays and stuff, but I think it's different when you're not the guy and you can be like because he seems like an autistic weirdo, so it's like he can just hide behind Dan Campbell's personality, but like being an autistic weirdo in Chicago when like that city just hates everything and like just freaks out, you know. I think it is going to be a lot harder, you know. So
I do think it is a big difference when you become the guy.
yeah.
If
And
I,
like, quote unquote savior too. That's like he's put on such a pedestal that it's hard for him to do anything but disappoint.
I will say though, not a bad situation to walk into from
No.
offense and defense. Like,
Yeah,
actually, a pretty good situation.
they got some good draft capital.
Yeah. It's the Bears though, so I'm not
Yeah.
too worried about it. If they go
No.
with Ben Johnson, I feel like that would be smart. That would be like the smart thing they could do. Just like it would. I don't think you could complain about it. Like no fan of
Mhm.
theirs could say like, "Oh no, we got Ben Johnson." Like I wish we got
Mhm.
someone else. So I feel like you play to the base a little that way.
Yeah,
But I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like they're going to do something weird. Just something.
yeah, I think
about
so too.
It is weird though. Like you mentioned that Salah. I haven't seen Salah for any head coach job.
Yeah, and he seems pretty obvious to me.
Yeah, and a solid dude too. So,
Yeah.
Jags, Doug Peterson got let
So one thing I
go.
was gonna say about the Bears is, like, just one funny thing. So I saw that if Poles didn't sign Gerald Everett and like it wasn't Keenan, it was like some other like random person that didn't play a lot, they would have 2 4th-round picks extra because of like like offsetting for comp. So signing Gerald Everett, like he had like I think he got cut, and like some other guy that got cut, like they would have 2 more 4th-round picks. And I think like that's what I love about Poles is that he just doesn't value like the marginal stuff that like wins you franchises. Like 4th-round picks matter a lot.
Yeah,
And he
not
just
sure.
doesn't. He just threw them away. So I just thought that was hilarious. I wanted to
That
get a
is
dig at them.
hilarious. Also hilarious is Gerald Everett actually played all year.
Yeah, and
but
like block Cole
he
Kmet.
He was used so wrong. Like he was
Yeah.
like a kind of faster tight end.
Yeah.
He actually had a great season with the Chargers. And then the Bears sign him, and like first of all, the Bears have a billion tight ends. They always have a billion tight ends.
Yeah.
It's not even a spot for him really. He ends up playing like fullback for them, which is just bizarre.
Yeah, and they cut the fullback that they drafted specifically for it, and he like sucked as a fullback.
Yeah. So what are they? And then they never like. I don't remember ever him like they should have like leaked him out or something like Juszczyk. Like Juszczyk on the Niners. He wasn't like that then, but
and it's like funny that like he only came there because of that Seattle guy, and then like so it's like I don't know. There's like I don't if you're in Bears, like you can feel good about Caleb Williams, you can feel good about like whatever you have, but like if Poles is still in charge, I don't know. Like how can you feel good? You can't.
I don't think you can. And you're entering another situation where the GM is like is like year 4, new coach. So now we're gonna have another like awkward exchange again. Yeah, it's perfect. The what do you think about Romo Dunze? I feel like he was the one guy, one of those top wideouts that I don't know. I don't want to say he's bad. He had a great catch at the end of the game against us, but he just doesn't get used a lot. And I know they have like Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, so it makes sense. But it just feels like he should be more involved either way.
Yeah. So if we look at, let's just look at yards. So Roma Dunze was 41st in the NFL, 734 yards, just behind Keenan Allen at 744 yards,
Okay, so
and just above Quentin Johnson. So in terms of that, I think so. My favorite stat is like yards per route run.
yeah.
Uh,
Did he get better as the season went on, or was
let's
he
look.
just kind of
Let's look.
always? I'll look it up.
So all right, so he was 81st in the league in yards per route run.
So bad.
Yeah. Has 8.5% drop rating, not good. Per PFF scores, kind of like started off poor and then like had his best game of the season, second best game of the season against us actually, week 11. And then like basically just posts like middling grades, basically middling grades week 5 on. Like a couple, like 3 highlights or 3 like 76 games, which is like good to great. I think he's been fine. I think for like how highly he drafted, kind of a disappointment, and I think even more of a disappointment given like how Brian Thomas Jr., Lad McConkey, has performed. Like I think just especially in comparison to like these guys who are like breaking the mold on wide receiver, like best rookie season ever type, like top 10 for, specifically Brian Thompson Jr., but like also Ladd and like Marvin Harrison also had a pretty good year. Disappointing. And like say they like got, like one of those good tackles instead, or defense or whatever, you could have a lot better draft. So
Yeah.
like at the time, it always just felt like a luxury, stupid pick. Like it's like a dumb draft, like an actual dumb. Like to support your rookie QB is not getting a skill weapon when you already have DJ Moore, and then you got Keenan Allen. Like it's getting O line.
Yeah, and that Olu Fashanu
Yeah.
has been Fashanu. He's been a stud. I'm pretty sure all year.
Yep.
He was 2 picks later. Brock Bowers, honestly, I know they signed him out. They love tight ends, but Brock Bowers probably.
You would take Brock Bowers 100% over Rome.
Yeah, I feel like he'll be a good player. It's just very Bears. It's just very Bears situation. Like I feel like he is a good player.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whether his career works or not is. I just feel like it's going to go weird. I don't necessarily trust Washington wideouts either.
Yeah.
Pac-12, there's just not a lot. You just don't really know what you're getting out there, like from talent-wise. So, freak athlete, but is he going to be the man in Chicago someday? I'm going to say no.
It's kind of interesting. So, like, just looking at like pass block grades, right? Elton Jenkins, 13th overall. Like, I know he's had a good season. He's good, but like all pro level good. Zach Tom, 17th overall. And Zach Tom is like good at everything. Like he's one of the best run blockers too. And then even fucking Rasheed Walker, 33rd in pass block.
Oh, that's great to see.
Yeah, better than Joe Alt. Rasheed Walker was a better pass blocker this year than Joe Alt was.
Oh, Joe Alt played well.
Pretty good. Yeah. Like Rasheed Walker, like a 7th round, like I don't know, just incredible.
Just insane. That's the exact type of pick that you're saying polls would not give a shit about.
No, and like even like 4th round, right? Zach Tom, 4th round. You trade 2 4th rounds. You could just spend that on, or even that Cody Mauch guy, guard Tampa Bay. Like remember we talked about him when he was going. 47th best pass blocker for offensive line. Although they do have Matt Pryor for the Bears, 40th for guard, and they also do have Braxton Jones, 26 overall. Better than Christian Darrisaw in pass block.
Okay. So Jones, he was their big pick the year before.
Yeah, and like that worked.
Okay, so that's good. Good for them. That's why you got to go O-line. Draft O-line.
Yeah.
Draft O-line.
And that's why I think. Oh shit! Even Bill Murray, their guard, only played 42 snaps, but 9th best in pass blocking. So I think what I want to spin this is it makes Caleb Williams sacks even more concerning if I was a Bears fan, because that's it's just like Fields all over again. You blame the offensive line, but your offensive line has been kind of good, and it's mostly on Fields, and that's on Caleb, and that's concerning.
It's extremely concerning.
Yeah,
extremely concerning.
All right.
I'm moving on to the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson gets let's go. He called it the hardest year of his career. I liked the hiring initially when they got him. I just thought he'd bring
Yeah.
solid.
Well, especially like get the Urban Meyer taste on your mouth.
Yeah. So maybe he kind of got over that and now they can go and like get someone fun. I kind of like, to be honest, I kind of like Ben Johnson for this role more.
Yeah, I do too.
I think they got a fun offense. Etienne's okay. Bigsby's they got kind of like a nice 1-2 punch with Bigsby.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. is an absolute superstar. Christian Kirk should be a great guy to have, like stretching the field. Ingram's had a couple of good years as tight ends for them. Trevor Lawrence, I know Trevor Lawrence, he just hasn't seemed to put it together yet, but I do think he's like a good, like he's a good quarterback. I think he's good. Like he's got good size, he's got good arm. I think he like reads things well. I don't think he has like any major issues.
No, I think it's like he just needs like the offensive coordinator, you know. I think that's kind of maybe it's like he like lulls you into that where it's like, oh, because he was like generational prospect, blah 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 blah. But like I think he's been done a disservice. Like I don't think he can ever like be like Joe Burrow, but I think he can be a lot better. Like I don't think the Jags are in a really that poor of a position.
Yeah. And their defense, I mean, they definitely have some talented defenders. The Walker, the guy you mentioned with the sacks. Has Devin Lloyd been playing well for them? The Utah linebacker? I don't know.
I don't know. Was that the one? Not the one that's like been first and been like cut, right? We're not talking about that Devin Lloyd.
Oh, did he get cut?
Well, there's like that one. I think it was like was it the Falcons or Bucks drafted?
Oh, Takk McKinley. Is that Takk McKinley, the Falcons guy?
No, Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd was like the stud linebacker that like ended up getting cut.
Yeah, I think it's a different one.
Yeah,
because he had 6 tackles last game.
Let's look at the Jags by team. Jags. Oh, they're actually not bad. They're like in terms of overall, Jacksonville Jaguars 24th in NFL. They have good special teams.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Eric Armstead, really good. Trayvon Walker, Devin Lloyd's in the middle. They need some DBs big time.
Yeah.
But offensively, I think they got some really good, solid guys in place. You always can draft O-line, make it a little bit better there, but
Oh, Savage. They had Savage. He was a 95th out of 98 safety this year. Oof.
Yikes.
Bummer.
Oh, Darnell?
Darnell. Yeah.
Oh, that was a first-round draft pick of us. God,
yeah. Basically they kind of just need some safety help. Linebacker, corner. They kind of just need secondary.
Yeah.
And like defensive tackle. But like they have some pieces.
Yeah.
Their line is fine. I mean, it's average. They could probably do better, but it's average. No, they're just kind of like average across the board.
When you get a good quarterback, it's like at least it puts you in like the position to start doing things.
Mac Jones has not been terrible this year. Like he would be a good backup to have.
Here's a good thing, Sam. So 3 picks after Darnell Savage, Josh Jacobs. So we kind of swapped there.
You know, that worked out.
Worked out
very well.
Oh,
it works out.
Cowboys? You think the Cowboys move on from Mike? Seems like
I think so.
I don't. It's weird.
But I hear like people love him in the locker room. I don't know. He might stay around.
It's weird that the Bears, they still haven't answered back to the Bears request yet. Because why would you just not say yes unless there's something more there? So now I'm starting to feel like he is going to come back.
I think so too.
And
you can like the report of like him being loved by the locker room. That's like prompting people to expect Mike McCarthy to come back.
And then Dak got hurt, so you can kind of complain that. I don't know.
You just fired the DC.
Yep.
Yeah. Of all things, Jerry Jones is pretty loyal.
Yeah, he is.
And kind of a good GM, you know, for how old and like probably like the best owner GM there is.
Only owner GM there is.
Yeah, but like middling or like we'll say meddling owner, you know?
Yeah, he's not bad. Yeah, actually, I like a lot of what he's
Yeah,
done. I think he was put in a tough spot. I think he had to sign Dak. He paid C.
yeah,
He's got CD. He's drafted pretty well. Yeah.
yeah, he has. Yeah,
Um, they're just the Cowboys.
yeah,
How
they're just
about
Cowboys.
New York? I do want to say one thing about the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
They should never have fired Salah.
No,
Week 6, they fired him. That was nuts. That was such an overreaction. I know they weren't playing great, but if you think about it, like looking back, Aaron wasn't healthy yet.
yeah,
Their offense was messed up. If they would
yeah,
have waited a couple more weeks, they would have traded for Devontae,
mm-hmm.
and then that would have changed things. And they
Yeah,
still were kind of in the playoff hunt. So,
they
I
were.
mean, it was too early to not be out of the playoff hunt, I guess. So,
Yeah,
I just feel like they fucked that up, and then it turned like personal, and it got into like weird
mm-hmm.
Cody Johnson, and then coaches, and then like Hackett getting fired. And I mean, I think that's what kind of happens when you have Aaron Rodgers in the building. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
is you're kind of like at his mercy. You're paying him a
yeah.
fuck ton of money.
And you need to have like a strong infrastructure, you know?
Yeah, and he's just gonna like Aaron just like seems to just disagree with everyone
Yeah,
nowadays. He's like very contra, which I
contrary
get.
to the point of like, I mean, it's like me to a T, but like,
Yeah, and
like
I
you're
did
just
too at
almost rebels in
times.
it. Yeah,
But like he does it with people he's working with, like towards a common goal. Like it's one thing to like challenge people because you're just talking and like testing
yeah,
ideas and just having conversations, but he seems to do it it almost like tears apart the team a little bit.
yeah,
And I feel like the way he answered a lot of questions this year was weird, just like ripping on players, and like he like
yeah,
kind of would like blame himself, but then he'd also it just seemed unnecessary. Like obviously fucking shit's not going well. You don't need to like be calling out Garrett Wilson.
yeah.
Uh,
Garrett Wilson, holy shit! You know, maybe we should get him.
oh, I would fucking love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And that seems gettable.
Um, but yeah, weird situation there. I don't even know. And then
Well, so I
they
saw a recent
interviewed
report
Rex
that
Ryan.
they're interviewing a Packer guy. He like was like a Goody
Yeah,
disciple.
Goody Stan. Yeah,
Yeah, and that seems like a good pick. Just keep trying to beat the Packers. I mean,
yeah.
you know what? I think that's a smart idea. Just keep doing it until it doesn't work.
They're just lucky they're in New York so they can attract anyone because
Yeah,
they're such a poor franchise that no one else would want to go to this hell.
and I think there's something like, oh, I can be the one. Like I think once you're this like successful, you think you can be the savior.
Oh yeah. I think you
Yeah,
kind of got it if you want to be
yeah,
successful.
right.
Oh,
And
I'll
like
be the guy.
like
I'll do it
Cubs
in New
guy.
York, and everyone's gonna love me, and I'll be on the
Yeah,
cover of everything. And
like I mean, think of who won the World Series for the Cubs. Um,
Rizzo,
the
Brian.
GM. What? No,
Oh, yeah, Epstein.
yeah, Epstein, right?
Yeah.
Like 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 historic, right? And if you do that for the Jets, like I think you win a Jets Super Bowl, I think you're kind of like that.
Epstein did it for the Cubs and the Red Sox.
I know, which is crazy.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching the Red Sox Netflix
Is it
documentary
good?
on the comeback.
Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, it is good. You should watch it. You'd like
All
it.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, Jets also like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to rip on Aaron too much, but he just bizarre. I did watch the first 2 of the 3 episodes of his documentary too, and like it's just pointless. I don't even understand.
Yeah.
It's just shit. I feel like Aaron's been talking about the same shit for like 2 years
Yeah.
now. And then he did the weird best 2 years of my life, and now he's gonna retire. And it's just like,
All right,
I don't
bro.
know, like, yeah, just
Yeah.
whatever.
Would you like want him? Like, say he comes back to Packers as like a I don't know QB's coach or something. Would you want him?
To be honest, I don't want him at all.
No.
I just
I just
don't
want him
think.
to come back and like retire. You know, go in the Hall
Yeah,
of Fame, all that stuff, and just go separate ways.
yeah. Well, like, love the guy. Did great
Yeah.
things for us. Great player. 4 MVPs.
Love him at a
wanted,
distance.
like, yeah, he's just so. I don't know what every answer with him is just so over the top. Like everything has to be, and he's like trying to find himself. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Even like when after his last game, someone said like Rappaport said people close to you said this might be your last game, and then he goes, people are close to me. And it's like just that whole attitude,
Yeah.
It's just,
And then I feel like Aaron's friend, like, okay, fuck you, dude.
well, he was kind of saying he kind
Yeah.
of said then like I just don't think Rappaport knows the people close to me, so
Yeah.
which is fine, but and probably true, but it's just the way he says things. Everything is just so confrontational, and like he feels like so attacked all the time.
Yeah.
And it is funny though, to your point about like the savior complex thing. I do kind of think that that's what he was
Yeah.
getting. Like, oh,
He's
I'll
like,
go-
I'm so good. I'm gonna go save this franchise.
yeah, and yeah. So whatever. I think they're in a tough spot just in general. Sauce Gardner actually, like I looked at his stats. His stats actually weren't as bad as people were giving him
Yeah.
this year. Second year in the league, he played pretty solid. It wasn't like superstar what you'd expect out of Sauce, but I think he'll be okay going forward.
Oh,
It's
imagine
just
we swing a trade for Sauce and Garrett.
Sauce and Garrett for Reese Hoskins and
Fuck, I'd trade Dobbs. I'd trade Dobbs, Wicks, Reed. I'd trade all of them and like fuck, throw in Lucas
Jair.
right now. Yeah, Jair.
Jair.
Yeah.
Jair actually might not be a bad trade piece.
No, I don't think he'll ever play for the Packers again.
But we got him signed in. Could we trade him? He's got
Well,
like
so he's gonna have like an injury. I think it's gonna be like Bach, where he's gonna get like an injury settlement thing, and then he might get like cut. Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. We'll wait for it to come across that guy's desk before knowing.
The desk. And then last HC Saints head coach. Dennis Allen got fired. I don't know. Saints are a weird spot.
They're weird.
Derek Carr seems confused.
Not taking a pay cut.
Yeah. Historically, they've had a pretty good defense, but they're getting a little older now. Demario Davis is probably towards the end. I've always liked him a lot. Marshawn Lattimore has been really good, but
they traded him to Washington.
Oh yeah, he's on Washington.
Yeah.
Because he's playing against Mike Evans, and they always fight each other, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Look for that. Look for a big fight halfway through that game. They signed who's the guy? Chase Young, Ohio State, and he had an okay year. I don't know. The Saints, they just seem like they're in the weird rebuild mode, which maybe isn't a bad place actually.
So here's something. Cap space 2025, right? New England has the most right now. They have 44 players signed. I'm at 133 million.
Crazy.
New Orleans are negative 80 million.
They're still
negative 80 million.
Yeah, so maybe don't go there.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Because you're wearing handcuffs pretty much.
Oh my god.
So they're just gonna have to do a bunch of like kicking the. I mean, they've just been kicking the can down the road for
forever. Yeah, and
eventually they just gotta like rip the Band-Aid off.
Or maybe they don't. Maybe they just never do that.
Just do it forever.
Yeah, they have 48 million in dead cap. They have more dead cap than Cleveland does.
It's the American way. I feel like
yeah,
the
right.
US,
yeah, dude. Maybe look at it. Maybe Trump will bail them out, like because they're gold. Like make it like Trump team.
Oh.
Like Trump Tower team. I don't know.
See that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. I don't even know how did they get so far behind? Was it Drew Brees?
Restructuring? They just keep like restructuring, and because that's what they have to keep doing to like be compliant. They have to like just keep restructuring.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What a mess. Very New Orleans.
Derek Carr, 51 mil cap hit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and that's just insane. Like I don't even understand that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I guess that's the motivation to get out in the backyard and throw the football. For all you kids,
Marshawn Lattimore has a 31 million dead cap hit.
And he's on a different team. God.
Yeah, that's like worse than Aaron Rodgers. Oh, good God.
And look at Sean Payton's in the playoffs.
Yeah. Holy shit. All right, yeah. They actually might be the worst team when we get to that. That's terrible.
All right, let's go through this side quickly. Yeah. I just wanted to say one quick thing. So the Browns hired Ken Dorsey, OC, and I read this story today how the Bills, when he got fired from them, they actually had like a really heart-to-heart with with Cleveland, and they were kind of like, "This is why it didn't work out." Very honest. And the
Oh,
Browns,
to Cleveland.
yeah, to Cleveland, and then the
Okay.
Browns anyway just decided to hire him, and then he gets fired after 1 year. So
Wow.
very Cleveland.
And very, very respectful for the Bills.
Yeah. I saw an interview, the guard, Cleveland, Joel Bitonio,
Okay.
something like that. Good guy. He was like complaining. He's like, man, I'm one of the best guard pullers in the league. He's like, I think I pulled 8 to 10 times this year. I used to pull like that many times in one game. So I think just like the style didn't work out. It seems like Cleveland's like a ground, like they're the dog pound. You got to go in there, you got to play good defense, which they do have a good defense. Denzel Ward's a stud, Myles Garrett's a stud.
Yeah.
They had a couple injuries, but they got good guys. And then you just got to have like that play action off Chubb. They got to get a number 2 guy, or Ford and Chubb, but and then they kind of gave up with like letting Cooper go, and then I don't think they really have much of a wideout talent anymore. So
yeah.
I just thought it was hilarious.
It's just QB, right?
Yeah. And they might get $44 million back because they insured Watson.
Yeah.
Yesterday they announced his Achilles is worse.
I bet they like probably sent him to the world's worst like trainer and like kept like hurting him. Like that guy probably is not getting good medical help whatsoever.
When I read the headline, because it was like, oh, setback for Deshaun Watson, I was like, oh shit, he went back to a massage parlor.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, damn, addiction's tough.
Yeah, right. Jerry Jeudy was pretty good for him. That was a good trade signing, whatever that was.
Yeah.
Their defense is decent.
Jeudy and Evans were the top wideouts in the league in the last since week 11. So
yeah. They just kind of need O-line and QB. And it looks like a quarterback or 2.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
I think CX was interesting that they fired that Grubbs guy after 1 year, even though Gino had a pretty awesome year. And Jess Smith-Njigba, 10th overall wide receiver. I don't know. That kind of blew me. That kind of blew me away.
Yeah, I was surprised by that one too. JSN, huge upgrade. DK had a little bit of a down year, I thought.
Yeah.
But Gino was solid. Yeah, it just
Kenneth Walker, when he was healthy, was pretty good.
Yeah. Seahawks just they're kind of like middling a little bit. I guess maybe you just got to make a change when.
Yeah, something.
1 year seems quick, but.
Yeah.
Bengals DC, I agree with you. I think he got screwed because they pretty much paid everyone on the offense and gave him nothing to work with besides Trey Hendrickson, who played great.
Yeah. Maybe get Trey. If they sign T, let's get Trey.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they would be a good one for like.
Yeah.
The thing about them though is if they could sign a good DC, which they probably will, like what DC wouldn't want to go and help. I mean, the Bengals like win, right?
Yeah, because you already have the offense, you know.
Yeah, so good spot for someone who wants to get a job there.
Eberflus. Do you like the Nagy Chiefs type thing?
I've been hearing a lot of Nagy head coach rumors.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know. Like, you've done pretty all right.
I could see it happening. Like, why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I don't think you can judge Bears performances, honestly. Like,
no, you can't.
That's on your resume. I would just like cut that out of your resume, and
I think like Jets too. Jets, Bears. It just doesn't matter.
Maybe Browns, Jaguars.
Yeah.
Colts fired their DC. Kind of whatever. Colts are bizarre. And then Titans.
Well, yeah. Do you think like Anthony Richardson is like, I don't know, like Ballard, right? He's been there for a little while. I don't know. I think they're disappointed because they like close to the playoffs last year without having Richardson, and then close to playoffs this year, and shit the bed kind of like towards the end of the season twice now.
Yeah, I think that they are extremely disappointed. I think Richardson, I think I'm out on. I think he's done.
I think so too. I think good fantasy, but not real life.
Yeah, which is not good.
No.
And now they're having like weird shit with like they're fighting their former players.
Yeah.
if you've seen that stuff. So it's just getting bizarre there. They do their best thing about the Colts' entire season was that Seth DeFlo.
Yeah.
This is our team. This is
That's
my
kind
Colts.
that's kind of like Colts, like just kind of fat weirdos.
Yeah. It's funny because I got some friends that are Colts fans going to school and being like, it's just they're just disappointed. They're like, yeah, same old shit. Like you're in the easiest conference. You got like, and you can't.
And they haven't won in like 10 years or something like that.
Yeah, and I will say this though. I do think it starts. Ballard is. I don't think Ballard is good, but I think Irsay is the problem. Like you have an owner like that. They had Peyton Manning, who I think Peyton Manning probably ran that franchise for about 20 years.
Yeah.
And they had some legends like Marvin Harrison, Brandon, Dallas Clark, Reggie Wayne, Edgerrin James.
Yeah.
Stokely was good. They had a lot of like some awesome dudes back then. So and they had one Super Bowl. They beat the Bears. Rex Grossman Bears. So it wasn't even that impressive. Michael Pittman Jr., 808 yards, 69 catches.
You hear that he had a broken back all year?
Yeah, that's true. He was kind of battling injuries all year. He had 111 targets. Just a little disappointing, I would say. But when you have a quarterback.
Here's something kind of interesting. Jonathan Taylor per PFF. There's 63 running backs. Where do you think PFF rates them out of 63?
12.
61st. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
Is it a big loss when you drop the ball at the 1 yard line on a breakaway?
Probably.
Is that a negative 1 play?
Yeah. And he's I don't know. Like this was his worst year by far.
Remember he held out? Was that the start of this year? He was kind of holding out.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't going to play, and then he did kind of play, and I don't know. They're just in a weird, like, no direction. They just got to go back. They got to go back to basics, honestly.
I mean, like, their left tackle is 8th in the league, guard Nelson 4th, center 14th. You need an upgrade at right guard, but Pierce, Downs, both good wide receivers, Pittman good. Like, defense, all, like, green, except for, like, linebackers.
Really,
like,
their defense?
Yes. So it's like they basically just need 2 linebackers per PFF and a right guard, and it seems like a running back and a new QB, or maybe he develops. But like they have it. You know, this for like a middling team, this is probably one of the best pages I've seen.
Kind of weird that they didn't do more changes in a sense, because I was reading some things like when they made the move to Flacco, the team was like, okay, like I get it. But then they went back from Flacco to Richardson because Flacco wasn't. And it was like, well, why'd you go to Flacco if he wasn't the guy?
Yeah.
I think they just lost some trust from the players being able to evaluate. And I think when you just don't have like good leadership and good, I don't know, vibes around the locker room, that's kind of how your season goes.
Disappointing.
Very disappointing. And then the Titans GM got let go, which I guess makes sense if you look at all the shit he's done recently.
I think the problem is I've heard because like when they like before they sign, because they signed like the trade for like the Chiefs cornerback, and then they got Calvin Ridley. That like the owner there just like doesn't care about winning and just like wants a new stadium, and so it's like. Nice. I don't know. I think they're like in the long haul, they're just not in a good spot because they just don't like their goal is not to win. Their goal is just to make money.
Yeah. And he's only been there for 2 years.
Yeah.
I guess if your owner's goal is not to win, that makes it extremely hard to win.
Yeah.
They let Derrick Henry go, who went on to have almost 2,000 yards, and he was like your cornerstone of your franchise. So that was, I probably would have just paid him and just like ride him out.
Yeah, and if your goal is to win, take him and you do jersey or make money, jersey sales. You have like one guy that you can
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
Pickett
oh,
said-
we have Derrick Henry. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have paid him, especially with
Yeah.
running backs. Like you can pay a top running back. I mean, I don't know
and
what
it
Henry got.
doesn't hurt you that much.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. So if you have honestly, from a pure like ownership, selling tickets, running back is
probably the best, by far the best.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was stupid. They traded Malik Willis to us for 7th, and then
Yeah.
went with Levis. Yikes! They let AJ Brown go away for cheap. Yikes!
Yep.
They got Calvin Ridley, which was kind of random. He had an okay year.
Okay.
It's okay. They drafted that guy first round, that wideout from Arkansas. Remember Traylon Burks?
Yeah. Yep.
I kind of liked him. I just wanted a wideout, I think, that year for the Packers. Yep. I don't think he's really done much. I should look though.
Yeah. No, he's just been mid.
Yeah. And then they got Pollard, Tony Pollard.
He's actually good. He was really good.
Very good. Just not your like typical bell cow, but who really is in the NFL. So you just got to have like a 1-2 punch with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just really the quarterback, honestly. It kind of comes down to the quarterback. They're similar to the Colts.
Yeah.
Got to figure out the quarterback situation. Should we keep going?
All right. Yeah, move on.
Moving on. All right, futures. Which non-playoff team is in the best spot going forward, and which is in the worst? I could probably bring up a list of NFL teams here.
I mean, so I'm thinking like kind of Bengals. Cowboys, maybe. Okay, so it's like, what would I like say? Like the GM spot open up, like what, or like your fantasy football? I don't know, like OTTP for football. Like what team would you want to take over?
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right, so I think it would be the Bengals because like Burrow has proven he's him, right? And like they had that Super Bowl run. I know it's hard to get back, but like I don't know, like just I think QB is just so important, and he is elite. So yeah, I think I'd take them, even though like there's some question marks and like about spending money and like they like don't do like the whole Eagles thing where they just like pay a lot of cash right away. Like it seems like they're cheap in that regard. So you might get strung by like just kind of shitty owners, but I don't know, man, Burrow, like what Burrow did towards the end of this year, that was pretty incredible.
Yeah. Gruden picked him to be MVP.
Yeah, and I kind of think like if it was actually like who is the most valuable player, like it's him. Like if like the win total didn't really matter at all, like I think I'd take Burrow.
I 100% agree with you. What he did this year is insane.
Yeah,
he holds himself to a super high standard. If only he could play defense, right? But
yeah.
Just to not pick the Bengals because I think
sure.
You're 100% right. They're the best position. Honestly, like if you're the Bengals, if you just create a couple turnovers every game,
yeah,
if you just win extreme bend don't break, you probably win a lot.
You do okay. You do okay, and like somehow like you start the season actually caring. Like it's like that's always been their bugaboo. Where it's like they just I don't know. They probably just need to do a whole different preseason strategy or some shit. But like they just always start the season just shitty, and then like. Like play from behind.
Yeah,
which you can't do that in that division.
No, yeah, super hard division does make it tough. I think the running back situation kind of worked out with them. They got
Chase Brown was a stud towards the end of the year.
He was playing really well before he got hurt. And then who's the guy that they just signed who was playing this week?
Oh, Khalil Herbert.
Yeah, he actually was.
For the Bears. He was great.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think the Bears. If I had to be a GM for one team and I OTP, I think I would pick the Patriots.
Interesting.
And here's my reasons why.
Okay.
I think Drake May is I don't think he's a superstar.
Okay.
But I think he's like a solid Trevor Lawrence. I think he's Jared Goff.
Yeah, I think so too.
Before Jared Goff went to the Lions, like kind of middling. I think he's good enough to like win with, and he's young.
Yeah,
Good defense, good culture, great owner. Christian Gonzalez is really, really good.
yeah.
And that cap space is fucking
133 mil.
Yeah, like you kind of have so much like that. It would be so much fun to just create like whatever you want with it, you know. So yeah, I think I want to go to the Patriots. I do think like the ownership is a big deal if like for running a team and like the Patriots, they just have such a good culture and
Like,
fans.
do they though? Is Kraft like a good owner? Like, it kind of seems like maybe he's not.
You think it was Belichick and Brady?
Yeah, I don't know, because it seems like he just kind of like gets involved too much.
He's getting
Yeah.
older too.
Yeah, like he's kind of a shittier version of Jerry Jones.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that he is involved at all.
Yeah. Well, and
But-
I mean, how hard wouldn't it be to like not smell your own farts when you've won all those championships? You know?
Yeah, I think that's definitely, and like it'd be hard not to be involved. Like, don't you kind of
Yeah.
want like you're
Yeah,
winning?
like like and he like was super instrumental in like getting them, because I saw like he bought it and like he did something smart where he like leased the parking lots to himself or something. I don't know. He did some like weird cash money thing that ended up like working out super well for him.
Nice. Actually, I do think he's a good guy because I've heard a lot of former players talk pretty highly about him.
Yeah.
Except Rob Gronkowski was ripping him this week about.
Yeah, and you see like he like before they cut him off.
Yeah, that was interesting. I do think there is kind of a weird thing about like attacking NFL owners
Yeah.
on TV, and maybe they don't
Yeah.
really want you to.
No.
Because they do have a lot of power. But interesting coming from Gronk, you know, like
Yeah.
he's a Patriot legend, and he did leave, right?
Yeah.
So
But is Gronk like really like the analyst guy that like knows anything?
no, but I think he would just have experience, like
I guess vibes. He's probably like the ultimate vibes guy.
yeah, exactly. a lot of
Here's
people have-
here's maybe a team that I think about. So I'll list the top 3 per PFF and pass block, and then see if you can guess who the number 4th is. So first is the Broncos, which is pretty surprising to me. Then the
Weird.
Buccaneers, surprising. Then the Packers. So this 4th team did not make the playoffs.
And they're really good at pass blocking.
Yeah. So who do you think it is?
And they are the.
And we haven't talked about them yet.
And we haven't talked about it yet. Carolina?
No, Carolina, unfortunately, was 15th at pass blocking.
Bears?
No, Bears were 9th.
Niners?
Nope, Niners were 12th. I'll give you another hint. This team finished with an 8-9 record.
Dolphins?
Nope.
Cardinals?
Yeah.
All right. AZ.
You know, that might be a sneaky kind of good. Like John Gannon seems like a good dude. Doing it the right way, pass blocking Marvin Harrison Jr. One thing I did see was Kyler Murray has only completed this entire season, only completed 7 third downs where it was like more than 7 yards.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah, like Kyler Murray might be completely dog shit.
He is such a confusing guy.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna like really go off this year.
I
with,
thought so too.
Marvin Harrison, and he was playing kind of well, but he just
Yeah.
it's weird. It's like he's one of those guys where it's like you are kind of impressed like watching him play, but then like at the end you're just like, we lost again.
Well, more yards than Bo Nix. Yes. He had 30,851 yards, 82 offensive rating. So looks good, but I don't know. That's just like really kind of scrambled my brain.
Yeah. Does he like take a lot of only 21
Well,
touchdowns?
yeah, pressure stack 16%, which is of
Quarterbacks.
yeah, that's like 19th. So like 19th. So like pretty pretty good.
Yeah, actually, I kind of like that team too.
Yeah.
You got Murray, you got Harrison, Trey McBride's good. They signed James Conner. I will say James Conner, I like the guy, but I think you got to have like he's
Some
like your power
burst.
guy. I think you got to have like a speed guy. Can
Yeah.
Trey Benson be that guy? Maybe.
Maybe.
They didn't really ever give him a chance. I feel
Yeah.
like this
Yeah.
year.
But like I don't know, like that seems like I don't know, they like that might be a team, right? They're in the up and up, like this team is doing it the right way, good offensive line. You know, you got stud positions. Kyler Murray is I don't know, right? Like I guess by stats looks
Yeah.
pretty all right, you know. So I don't know. That
He's
might
one of those guys too. Like when he's just running around, he's like small. It just looks like a
Yeah.
little like mouse
Yeah.
out there. And just,
Yeah.
like, zipping
but like
around.
shit, it works, you know? Like his like it's hard to find anything negative for him, like looking at through all these. Like anything that like stands out like pretty poorly.
Here's my one other team that
Okay.
maybe I would take over.
All right.
Niners.
Yeah. Would you keep Shanahan?
Would I keep who? Shanahan?
Shanahan? Yeah.
Yes, I would keep Shanahan. I would pretty much run it all back. I would
Yeah.
just not fuck around with the wideout stuff. Like that was just over.
Yeah.
They allowed that situation to get out of control. The vibes. There's no reason they should have been 6-11 this year. They had some injuries, but like Fred Warner's a superstar.
I think the travel, like the rest thing, like that was one of the big things I look for is like they showed that like the teams that have like the low, you know, like rest advantage and like how much many miles they travel is like pretty predictive of how your year is going to go.
Yeah. So how'd that look actually looking back at it? That'd be interesting.
They were like the worst, and I bet they're under on win totals, and I was very pleased with that. I nailed that.
That's awesome.
And I think like Super Bowl kind of hangover.
Yeah, big time. And then yeah, so I guess that'd be a great spot to take over because it's, I mean, I guess a little fluky with the travel, and then
Yeah. And then you like come back and you feel I don't know, like I think they needed a reset, right?
mhm.
Like Chris McCaffrey though, like 27, all those injuries, like he might not play again.
Chargers though, they had the worst mileage in 36 time zones.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That's Harbaugh though. Harbaugh,
Yeah.
he gets done, baby.
They have a potential out of CMC. Basically, CMC is for sure playing next year or on it next year. But if they cut him after 2025, they only have $8 million dead cap, so that's fine.
That's great. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I really like the Debo and Ayuk signings, to be honest.
No, Debo was so washed, and he's only 25 years old. Holy shit! I thought he was way older, but he looks so bad this year.
I feel like big comeback year next year for him.
You think so?
Prediction.
Actually, no. He's 28. He's 28,
Okay, that makes more sense.
and they've
Big
been out.
comeback.
They've been out after this year.
Just I just wouldn't pay for Purdy though.
You wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't.
So then, what do you
it.
do? Do you get a new QB?
Yeah, probably.
You just get Darnold?
No, I'm not paying. They're like my team where I'm building it, where the quarterback's going to be under $20 million.
Like
I'm
so,
gonna-
basically, do like the running back thing, but with QB.
Yeah, I'm just going to be
Actually,
like,
I love that.
I'm going to zag. I'm going to like spend
Yeah.
money like Bosa, Fred Warner. I maybe would get like a top like corner safety, something just like a playmaker, and then
Mac
Just
Jones.
run-
Put Mac Jones. Put Mac
Okay.
Jones in that offense.
yeah, maybe Matt Jones actually. It's
I
not
think
like
it'd be perfect.
they're asking him to run. They're pretty much. I mean, he's like a pocket
Yeah.
passer, right? So
Yeah.
and like McCaffrey does a great job. Ayuk and Debo should be getting open. Kittle's a stud. I feel like you can plug in some guy there and not
Yeah.
pay $1 million.
Fucking
and you can-
trade. No, I love this actually. That's a really good point, right? Trade it to the Jets. Trade Purdy to the Jets.
yeah,
get,
they
like,
should trade
And
Purdy.
get like I don't know. Get like Sauce. Get one of their D line guys. You know. Get some
Do you think
picks.
they would trade Sauce for Purdy?
I think so. Yeah.
That's such
100%
an
they would.
interesting. That's such an
I
interesting.
think you would even do more. I think you get Sauce and like a first.
Damn, I would do that in a fucking heartbeat.
I know.
And I don't know what quarterbacks are out there, but I would just sign a guy who's
No, Mac. I think Mac. Mac sounds Perfect.
Jameis fucking Winston.
Or like fucking get Daniel Jones,
Joe Milton.
Joe Milton. Nah, he's still in a rookie year. Malik Willis.
Ooh, Malik. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull up real quick which quarterbacks
QBs. Yeah,
quarterbacks available. Darnold.
I don't know. Do you think Darnold resigns? I guess it all kind of depends on how this playoffs goes.
I'm not paying him. I don't want Darnold. I don't want
Yeah.
to pay. I would take. I mean, honestly, I might take Jameis Winston. I know it's kind of funny.
Yeah, but he throws so many picks.
Could you control him in that
I don't
offense?
know. I don't think so. I don't think so.
What about Drew Lock?
No, I like Jacoby Brissett actually.
Oh yeah, Brissett.
Yeah,
Brissett.
Trey Lance. Trey Lance is a free agent.
Trey
Why don't you just
Lance.
get him back?
I would say I would almost say Dalton if he was like a little younger.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson actually might not be bad.
Yeah, or even Carson. Oh, Carson Wentz is already 32 years old.
Yeah, I can't believe Dalton's 37.
Jesus.
I mean, there's some weak
Yeah.
guys.
Cooper
Also-
Rush, maybe. I think Cooper Rush could be okay.
What about drafting like a guy later? Like the quarterbacks aren't great this year. What if you
Yeah,
get-
and I think he
What
could.
about-
Yeah,
What about like Notre Dame's quarterback?
I don't know who that is.
Riley Leonard. He's like not a great thrower, which is probably the problem. But
What
he's
about,
tall and, like
Like Stetson.
out there. Stetson, yeah.
Isn't he going to be
No, he's Rams, right? You're talking about Stetson Bennett?
Oh no. Fucking
Oh, Carson Beck.
yeah, Carson Beck.
Yeah, he'd actually be a hell of a pick. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy with like that who has great arm talent, highly recruited, but like didn't quite pan out in
Mhm.
college. I think that's kind of what Darnold was, honestly. Like Darnold has a huge arm, he just didn't quite. I mean, he played okay, but not for what I expected. And
Oh, Will Howard. I'd take him.
Will Howard or the
Kyle
guy,
McCord. Kyle McCord.
yeah, McCord. I mean, I would take like maybe someone like that, honestly.
Yeah. Jackson Dart. I'm surprised he's so low. He's the third best QB for PFF this year. I would totally take Jackson Dart.
Dude, Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, but he's supposed to go pretty high.
No, they're saying I don't think so.
He said PFF has him ranked 49.
Oh, really? He must have
Yeah.
moved up. I thought he was like not going to get drafted this year. They're saying he's
Uh,
like undersized. But if you could take a quarterback and
Yeah.
what you deal like third rounder,
Yeah. Well, Riley Leonard's supposed to be, at least per PFF ranking. I don't know how, whatever that is. Riley Leonard's 100th and Carson Beck's 106. Quinn Ewers probably pretty good there. He's 127.
honestly, like this is music to my ears. Getting a third round guy like that who's like
Yeah.
talented, but put him in that system where there's not a ton of pressure on him and you have a fuck ton of weapons.
Yeah.
Great. Add a little bit on defense with money. Life's great.
Yeah. There's
I like-
actually, I think like there's like maybe not the high end, but like getting like a Jackson Dart, for like 210. I don't know, that seems like a fucking steal.
Insane steal, especially with
Yeah.
the value of quarterbacks and the
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone is so down on guys, and then they're also so high on like Shedeur, Sanders,
Yeah.
and Kent
Yeah,
Ward.
I don't know.
It's like-
It seems like they're all kind of the same to me.
yeah, I think they're all really bunched up, and they're acting
Yeah.
like it's like this huge range. I think they're
No.
all like third rounders.
Like
to be honest.
second, third, fourth rounders.
I don't even think Cam Ward's that great, honestly.
Yeah. Dude, I
think
don't
he's
know.
got,
Like Jackson Dart, like remember nominative determinism? Dart. Like that is a great last name for a QB.
You're right. That is a great one. Speaking of nominative determinism, because I thought of you when I read this today, but the new generation of babies is,
Beta. Yeah.
yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
ooh,
That sucks.
that is just not going to lead to good things. So,
No.
all right. Which team's in the worst spot?
I think it was more fun. So I think kind of obvious answer is probably like Jets, but I think the Saints like just with that cap and like knowing that like they've never really gotten out of it, like you're just committing to like just being like your ceiling is like 9-8, 10-7. So, but I'm like, Bears too, because I think like Bears would be hard because you have actual kind of good stuff, but then it all fails. But I guess it's Jets too. Maybe even like Dolphins right now.
How about the Raiders?
Yeah, Raiders. Yeah.
Like you're in Vegas. I don't know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
But there's not like a lot of pressure to like, I don't know, you could just kind of get weird with it. Like,
Oh yeah,
I think you can get weird with Raiders.
They've been getting weird with it for like my whole life, I feel like.
And I think that'd be fun. I think that would be kind of fun in a sense, like the expectations just don't exist. And you can just, like you just draft fucking whatever and it's fine. Like as long as your like guy doesn't like end up killing someone, like okay, you did all right. Like their draft record has been like they probably had the worst draft record recently.
It's insane.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
What about this for the Raiders? You take over the team and then you just like you look at the player props for the season and you just focus on like just like all the bets. Like that's your goal. Because I think that would maybe lead to success.
Okay.
In a weird way. Like you just look at the player props and you just try to like fucking hammer and like win like overs for everything. And then maybe and like you kind of force it though. And maybe it kind of like works out. I don't know. It just kind
of wait, what are you saying? Like, are you saying like you bet against your team?
No, not bet against your team. Like, say like it comes out, and it's like next year the quarterback's going to have 2,000 yards.
Okay.
Who the fuck their quarterback is. So you're just like you're looking at maybe the quarterback's a bad one. You're looking at like a running back who has like Zamir White. He'll have like 750 rush yards over under. So you're like, all right, we're gonna pound the fucking shit out of the ball with Zamir White.
Oh, like basically what like smart money thinks is like good players on your roster.
I don't know, actually. Maybe just like force. I'm just saying like win bets. Like focus on winning bets and hope it leads to success. Like is Zamir White gonna win us the game? I don't know, but if we get him over 750 yards for the year, maybe that will lead to success.
Okay. So, all right. I'm maybe you do this. You do like AI or like democracy runs your team.
Dude, an AI play calling would be fucking hilarious.
And you do like, okay, like who should we sign in free agency? And you just like open it up. Like we have X amount of money.
Yeah.
Like we need these players, like, and just have a mix of AI and like Twitter polls decides what you do. And like, I mean, think of like how much engagement marketing and shit you get with that, like the first, like, I don't know, democracy controlled team, and like each play call, like, I don't know, maybe you have like people that pay to be coordinators or involved or like in the group along with AI, like, okay, you say, you know how to do it. And like, they vote, like, what do we do this play call? And like, who are, I don't know. But I think like that could be really interesting.
It would be super interesting for bets because, like, say you have like an over on some random guy, so then you're there like, everyone pick the run, pick the run.
Yeah, and like what's optimal, and then you have no one bitching about your like fourth down. Like you just do everything according to what like that like next gen stats says you should do.
I kind of like that just to see. It'd be interesting just to see, especially for like signing guys and building the team.
Yeah,
that'd be. I wonder if they are.
I don't know.
It'd be so complex, but I mean, everything is so complex nowadays. So.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. You could kind of do something like that. It probably wouldn't even be allowed, but just something where it's like you just go full in optimal type shit and just see if the nerds are right or wrong. I mean, it works more often than most for baseball, and it felt like it's changed, right? Like the people that are successful are the ones. I mean, like think about like 5 years ago, fourth down, like what people do in fourth down compared to now. Like that has been a complete revolution.
Yeah. No, it's changed. I mean, and I think they're pretty much right. So that'd be really cool to watch too.
Yeah.
Unless someone hacks your system and knows what you're calling every play.
I think maybe like Browns. Like Browns would be pretty shitty going to. Like just no really success. QB is a quagmire for forever. You know, like I don't know.
And then
That
the
doesn't seem
Giants.
good.
The
Yeah,
Giants are probably in trouble with cap space because of Daniel Jones. I mean, at
Mhm.
least there it's like
But they
you
seem
got-
like they can identify talent, though. You know, almost like they've got neighbors. They've gotten Saquon. I think that trade for Brian Birds was smart. Like I don't know. Like they have some of the tools to be successful. It's just I don't know.
a big missing piece at quarterback.
Yeah, like always. You know, like I think the Eli is like I don't know. Shit. Do you think he's a Hall of Fame QB?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's just like a legendary part of the NFL.
Yeah,
too.
of everything.
Yeah. Just like that time.
Yeah.
Beating Brady. And he did get
Yeah.
2 Super Bowls. I mean, he was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I mean, two
I
Super
feel
Bowls
like
pretty
if
good.
if you put Eli out there next year, he'd probably be decent for the Giants.
Yeah. And now he's like on TV doing that stuff. I think that helps his case a lot too. He's like still in the public eye.
Yeah. Good for the media voting.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Moving on. Andy, do we want to do this? Real quick.
All right.
ND Penn State, I think it's about 50-50. I think both teams are super similar. They're like 2 top 10 defenses and then more of like a rushing attack, tight ends. Penn State, I was like rewatching some of their game with Boise State, and it's hard to get a feel because they're playing Boise State. So it's just like, I don't know, but I just think it's going to be a close, like kind of like a classic Big Ten football game. A lot of running, solid defense.
Yeah, kind of interesting. Notre Dame's favored by 2.5.
Yeah, man, we've been playing well.
Yeah, Notre Dame hasn't. This is
our
kind of like your year.
Defense balled out, and our running backs are awesome, and our quarterback seems to just like kind of make plays when it's needed, like on third downs, like some runs. Not really passing much, but like runs more. So I really think just our defense. It's just all about ND's defense, and if they hold Penn State to like 14 or less, I feel good about it. If Penn State gets like over 24, I'd be nervous.
Guess what the line is for Ohio State, Texas.
Ohio State, no. I think it should be Ohio State, but I think it's Texas minus 1.5.
Ohio State -6.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Right. That is kind of eye popping to me.
I would maybe take that. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, I think I'd take Texas too.
I mean, Texas is super talented. I do think Steve Sarkisian does a good job play calling. I think he's a huge asshole, and I don't like him, but he's a good play calling. He's smart. Ohio State, they looked like a fucking wagon that last game, but I do also think that maybe it's a little like when it's sometimes like in sports, it's like when it's good, it's not as good as it seems.
No, it always goes to the median. Yeah, 100% with you.
So that was just a weird game. They obviously looked awesome. They played great. They're super talented, but yeah, it's going to be. I think both these games are going to be close, good games, and I'm pumped to watch them.
Okay.
It's going to be late night, but
here's something also interesting. So they already have lines for like if each team wins, right? So it's like Notre Dame wins, Penn State wins, like or whatever. So say Ohio State and Notre Dame both win. What do you think the spread is for that?
Ohio State -6, same.
8.5.
Even worse, damn.
So it's even worse.
What's Ohio State, Penn State?
Ohio State, Penn State, even -9.5.
Okay. So
if it's Notre Dame, Texas, Notre Dame Texas would be favored by 2.5.
Okay. Dang, that's crazy. So they're just like loving Ohio State.
Everyone just loves Ohio State. I think, but I mean, fucking 9.5 against Penn State, 8.5 against Notre Dame. I don't know. That just
8.5 is a fuck ton with that.
That's a fuck ton. That is a fuck ton. Assuming like Notre Dame beats Penn State, yeah,
that'd be fun. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Well, that's interesting.
I'm excited to watch. Go Irish.
Yeah. Go Texas.
Go Texas. Yeah, go Texas.
Hook 'em.
Let me know if you put some money on it. I honestly think that'd be a fun bet.
What? Ohio, Texas? Yeah.
Texas plus.
Probably. Maybe you could talk Jack into doing is $1,000 bet.
Oh yeah.
Spread, alternate spread, maybe Texas like
Big
9.5.
ballsy.
Yeah. Hey, fortune favors the bold.
Moving
All right.
on.
Roll chaos. How
Roll
about Trudeau stepping down? That was kind of crazy.
Oh yeah. So we lost Trudeau. J6, big day.
Yeah.
Trudeau resigned. I don't really get it because I don't really feel like anything changed.
No. I
So
don't really
why-
get how their elections work.
Yeah, it just seemed like why now? Like what happened? But I think when he like fired his like the finance lady, I almost want to say it's like the CFO of Canada, almost like that.
Yeah.
And then he asked her to serve as a different role in his administration. I think just inflation issues and stuff like that. And she
Yeah.
was like, if you don't think I'm good enough for this role, well, then you don't think I'm good enough for any role. So I think that probably was like the straw that broke the camel's back, because once it like comes from inside the house,
Yep.
it's fucked. So I don't know. He's been pretty horrible. So good for Canada. Who knows what'll happen next? It sounds like that Pierre Poilievre guy is gonna win. However they figure it out, he's got like a 92% chance. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. It's Canada, you know.
Yeah. I was just looking at Twitter. So George McCaskey said on whether the alignment between the GM and head coach is important during the interview process. I don't believe that's a key factor.
I love that.
Oh my god.
Explains a lot, you know.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious that it's like theirs went from like cloud nine finally be the Packers to like Mark McCarthy being hired, like these quotes, and it's like, god damn, it would be really fucking hard to be a Bears fan.
You know what I love about George McCaskey is
Uh-huh.
I feel like he's a billionaire. He's rich as shit. He's an owner of a team in one of the biggest markets in the NFL.
Yep.
Or in the US.
Yep.
And he tries to act though like he's like one of the people.
Yeah, like
know?
aw shucks. Like he seems like he's like a Menards, I don't know, manager.
He tries to like be, and it's just like, dude, like why? Like you're not.
Yeah.
It's okay, but like I saw before the game, he was like walking around the stadium, just like in the stands, just like getting his walk in. I guess I don't know. Weird. He umps Little League baseball games in Chicago.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, yeah.
It's just like what are you doing, dude? I don't know. He just seems like he's aloof. I would say would be a good word.
And you know what? Like, dude, that's like a brutal. Like, imagine like going to your kids, you know, because like people, like my parents are already like pretty brutal towards like umps, and like you know, it's like George McCaskey. Like, oh my god, like maybe he's just like a masochist, you know? Like he just loves the pain.
Yeah, just that makes no sense. Literally no sense.
Yeah.
And also like in a weird way, you're also kind of taking away money from like some random dude
Yeah.
who can an extra buck here and there.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a shortage of umps, but it's just kind of a weird. It's just very like, oh, I just want to like be with the people, and it's like you're not, and I don't think they want to be with you either. So,
Interesting.
I am thankful for him.
Ryan Poles says that trading draft picks for a head coach is on the table.
Oh, Mike Tomlin.
Or the Shanahan thing, right? We talked about that.
Shanahan to Chicago?
Yeah, we talked about that. And I could see that, and I could see it just going so poorly.
I don't remember talking about that. I don't think we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Like one of the first 2 episodes.
Oh, earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
Shanahan to Chicago. I mean, I kind of like the idea of them trading for.
Yeah, like why? When you have all these, like, I mean, there's like a lot of good options.
It'd be very Bears.
Yeah.
I feel like the Bears are just going to do whatever they're going to do. It's just going to be something weird. Like it's just not going to be the normal pick, and that's why it's hilarious.
Well, and like one thing, I guess is Pete Carroll, and I guess Pete Carroll just doesn't seem like he's going to get a job again.
Yeah, true.
Which I don't know. I guess he's old, and
He was pretty old though. I think he was.
Yeah.
He looks a lot younger than he. I think he's like 75 or something.
Yeah, because he's just like in super good shape.
You know who's out there though?
Bill
Bill.
Belichick. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I guess like with all these, because there's like a lot of good talent. Like I'm kind of starting to think like I don't think he'll coach the NFL again. It's like the more you get removed, I think the harder it is for him to get back in it.
Yeah, and just like I think the game is changing to different styles. And
Yeah.
I think he'd be successful and I think he'd be good, but I just think teams want to just try something new and move
Yeah.
on.
And like just knowing his personality and stuff.
I'm really excited to watch him in college.
Yeah.
I saw some pictures of him recruiting yesterday, and he's like,
Yeah, it looks funny. It looks really funny.
It looks hilarious.
Yeah.
I love the suit he's wearing though.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like that's kind of a perfect fit for him. I mean, kind of bummer about NFL, but like, I don't know. Like, did you say anything about his career as a bummer? Like, that's pretty awesome.
It's great, yeah. Now he's
dating like some 26-year-old,
Yeah. Jordan Brand, like, dude, he's got the money. You got Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you could NIL with Michael Jordan and honestly do some like crazy shit there. So
and like if he has an advantage, he's always proven he can take advantage of it.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting actually. Now you say that, like, what shit is he going to be doing? He's going to be doing some crazy shit in college.
Yeah,
and Notre Dame will probably play him soon, so that'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. All right, I think this was pretty good. This was a pretty factual. There's a lot of facts for this. This might be our first PG episode. I might put this as like family friendly.
The world's been pretty tame. I feel like we had we celebrated the Three Kings arrival.
Yeah, how's that? You have a good time?
Honestly, we went out to the parade for like 20 minutes, and then we went and had a beer because the parade. I don't know, parades are kind of for younger people.
Yeah, I am. I'm actually kind of hot take. Maybe like daughters like older get into it, but like I kind of hate parades.
Yeah, well,
like, they're not fun.
You can't see anything anyway.
Yeah, they're just not. I don't know. Like it's just boring.
Yeah. The good news, this one is literally 2 blocks from our house, so
yeah. So like, why not, right?
Yeah, and then also like it's almost like a production, so it's pretty professional. Like there's legit dancers and music.
That's cool.
It's almost like Macy's Day Parade, so.
Oh, so it's like a big thing.
Like well done. Yeah, it's like their huge day. So, but yeah, it's still just not that exciting. But besides that, a lot of good football coming up.
Yeah, I'm feeling. Yeah, like I guess if the Packers get ousted, do you consider the season do you feel the season a success, a bust? I kind of feel like a bust.
Yeah, definitely a letdown. Now, does that lead to any changes?
Yeah, I don't what do you do? Like, I mean, maybe do we get rid of M. Stenovich?
You were loving him last week.
Yeah, I kind of still am because he's a run game coordinator. But I'm saying what happens? I think something has Rich Bisaccia. Does he finally get let go?
Yeah, I would maybe let him go. I would. Okay. Speaking of special teams, though, I would sign McManus. That was the one
he has been amazing,
dude. That he made a 55-yarder to win. It should have been to win. In the goal. I was super impressed by that.
Yeah, and the weird thing is I kind of felt like he was gonna make it. I didn't feel worried.
Yeah, I don't know. Saying it was. He's been awesome, honestly. We started this year
so bad,
freaking out every field goal, every extra point, and now it's you don't even think about it. And
if we had McManus in last year's playoffs, we'd probably win the Super Bowl, or at least play the Lions.
Yeah, that's true.
See, that's some same parallels though. We still have and if you look at Jordan Love, he's the 5th best QB by QBR. I don't know, our wide receivers, defense, I don't know, on paper, there's a lot of good stuff. And and fucking Hurts, he might not even play.
I know, that's a crazy thing. Still in concussion protocol.
And he's gonna be not that good. That's kind of hard to come back from right away for a playoff game.
He's only thrown a couple passes.
The last month. Yeah.
Yeah. So
when's the last time he's played?
It is getting a little weird.
Yeah. To say that we're do you think it's kind of posturing. Like it gives Packers, like I could see them doing this where it gives like Packers more people to scout, like because then you have to scout other QBs.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying?
who's their backup?
Ah, shit. It is.
It's not Mariota was last year. It is Kenny Pickett.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he was
and
starting for
Tanner McKee.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, I would gladly play Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, like their last game, his last game was against Pittsburgh, like real last game. Like why shouldn't he play 12 snaps? And he hasn't. Wow, if you look at like Jalen Hurts' offensive
Wait,
rating,
Hurts hasn't played since before Christmas.
yeah, week 16.
wow.
Like,
Really?
and really, his last full game was Pittsburgh, week 15.
Yeah, that's wild, actually.
And do you know when he played the Packers? His offensive rating was a 29.8. Dude, I don't know. This feels like the Cowboys shit all over again.
Feels like when we were the 6th seed and we had to go on that run to the
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
right. You know, like this. I don't know, and like the narrative's kind of against us. You know, like
Honestly, dude, I would not be scared going into Detroit. Like,
no, I wouldn't either because they're like so high on their own shit.
yeah, and we have nothing to lose. Like, we should be the
Yeah.
ones making some fun play calls and like
Yeah.
taking a trip here and
Yeah,
there. And
and you know, like
we
yeah,
bottled
like-
up Gibbs really
Yeah.
well.
dude, it's like, and when we play the Detroit game, like it's just the fourth down shit. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm really talking myself into this.
Can't wait for Sunday.
Yeah. All right. This was a good pod. All right.
Wrap it up. Go Pack, go. Talk soon.
Okay. Go. Talk soon. Peace.